BJP's Mission South is our top focus on 6 p.m. Prime. Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and tomorrow in 24 hours, Prime Minister Modi is going to be in South India for 5 days, campaigning only in the South and nowhere else, making it once again crystal clear that the Bharatiya Janata Party believes for the slogan of Ab Ki Baar 400 Par to come true, the BJP needs to make inroads in the South. And that's why Prime Minister, the star campaigner of the party, is going to be putting all of his energy on the southern states. We're going to get you all the details of his campaign, his roadshows and much more. Let's begin with the headlines. Big fallout over BJP's Karnataka list. Axed Mysuru MP Pratap Simha taunts his replacement, royal sign Yaduvir Vodeyar. Ishwarappa claims Yediyurappa denied ticket to his son. Go back protests erupt against Shobha Karandlaje. Union Home Minister Amit Shah makes it clear CAA is here to stay. Shah tears into the India bloc, says only centre can allow citizenship and opposition states cannot block it.
सीए के कानून को भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार लाई है, नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार लाई है। इसको रिपील करना असंभव है। हम पूरे देश को जागरूक करेंगे।
One nation, one poll rollout likely in 2029. Panel submits report to President Murmu. India Today accesses report. 3-tier simultaneous poll suggested to ease burden on economy. Two new election commissioners selected. Prime Minister Modi-led panel names Gyanesh Kumar and Sukhbir Sandhu. President Murmu to approve their appointment next. BJP strengthens its ranks ahead of polls. Suspended Congress MP from Patiala and wife of Captain Amrinder Singh, Praneet Kaur, joins the BJP. Ed Sheeran speaks exclusively to India Today ahead of his Mumbai concert. From shaking a leg with SRK to his love for Nadu. Sheeran professes his love for all things desi.
All the best.
I honestly feel the love here. I really feel the love.
मैं आपसे प्यार करता हूँ.
मैं आपसे प्यार करता हूँ.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Lovely. That was good.
Thank you.
So 5 days, starting tomorrow right up till 19th March, the Prime Minister is only going to be campaigning in South India, all 5 South states. He's going on a mega campaign blitz in the southern states beginning tomorrow. It will kick off from Kanyakumari, and on the same day, the Prime Minister will also visit Pathanamthitta in Kerala and Malkajgiri in Telangana. Every single day similarly, the Prime Minister will be covering 2 to 3 districts in different states. In most of these campaigns, he'll be embarking on mega road shows. So every day, 3 to 2 districts, and each of these districts in different states. He's not focusing on one state per day. So for 5 days, the Prime Minister will be on this campaign blitz and essentially will cover the most crucial constituencies, the most crucial districts for the BJP. Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka will all be covered in these rallies. You've got a number of political reactions also coming in, even as the BJP is prepping for each of these roadshows to be a mega hit.
Prime Minister is coming tomorrow. Let's hear his speech. How can I tell what he is going to address? But I'm very sure that just like his vision of Vikasit Bharat, he has a vision for Vikasit Kerala and Vikasit Pathanamthitta also. Prime Minister is somebody who is working tirelessly to ensure that 140 crore of our population gets avenues of social and economic mobility, and everybody move together so that sooner than later we will be a Vikasit Bharat.
What are the issues that you go?
The Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister is just saying these things because he just hasn't concentrated on Tamil Nadu and its growth. They haven't given us what we wanted. I'll tell you what the BJP has missed. They have missed to see that Tamil Nadu is unique. everybody knows these are all very cheap politics that BJP has been playing. Every party has one bad nut here or there, right? And we have a list of thousands of BJP karyakartas who've been jailed because of so many. There are pedophiles, there are drug smugglers, there are local luchas who are local petty thieves who are and high-end knife branding thugs in the BJP, and we have the entire list.
So like I said, there are constituencies, districts that have been handpicked across the southern states. And to break that down for us, we've got our reporters joining us from each of these states. Pramod Madhav live from Chennai. We have Shibimol joining us live from Thiruvananthapuram. Abdul Bashir from Hyderabad, who will be getting us the latest on Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. And Sagaraj joining us live from Bengaluru. A full south perspective coming your way over the next 30 minutes. Let's begin with Tamil Nadu. We've got a breaking reaction coming in from Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. So second day in a row, Chief Minister Stalin is lashing out at Prime Minister Modi over his repeated visits to Tamil Nadu. Stalin has claimed that Prime Minister Modi is visiting Tamil Nadu only to seek votes, and before this has done nothing for the state. Stalin has also dared the BJP to highlight what special schemes, what steps have been taken so far to help Tamil Nadu. He's also accused the Prime Minister of not visiting Tamil Nadu at a time of need, saying why didn't he come during the floods? Why didn't he come when the cyclone hit Chennai? Let's play out for you the reaction that's coming from Chief Minister Stalin.
ஆனா நாளைக்கு பிரதமர் மோடி கன்னியாகுமரி வரப்போகிறார். எதுக்கு வரப்போறாரு? தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கான சிறப்பு திட்டங்களை உருவாக்கி தர வரப்போறாரா? இல்ல, ஓட்டு கேட்டு வரப்போறாரு. ஓட்டு கேட்டு வர்றத நான் தப்பா சொல்ல விரும்பல. சென்னை வெள்ளத்தில் மிதந்தப்போ மக்களுக்கு ஆறுதல் சொல்ல வராத பிரதமர் தூத்துக்குடியும் கன்னியாகுமரியும் வெள்ளத்தில் மிதந்த போது மக்களை பார்க்க வராத பிரதமர் ஓட்டு கேட்டு மட்டும் வர்றது நியாயமா இருக்கா? குஜராத் மக்கள் வெள்ளத்தால பாதிக்கப்பட்டப்போ அன்றைய தினமே ஹெலிகாப்டர்ல போய் பார்த்தார, மறுநாள் நிவாரண நிதி கொடுத்தார. குஜராத்துக்கு ஏன் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னு நான் கேட்கல, தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கு ஏன் தரலன்னு தான் நான் கேட்க வந்திருக்கிறேன். குஜராத்துக்கு அன்றைய தினமே நிதி தர்றதும், தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கு 3 மாசம் ஆன பிறகு நிதி தர மனசு இல்லாம போறது ஏன்? இதை கேட்டா நம்மள பிரிவினவாதின்னு அடையாளம் காட்டுறாங்க, நம்மள பிரிவினவாதி போல பேசுறாங்க.
Let's bring in Pramod Madhav on this broadcast. Pramod, the DMK versus BJP fight really heating up. Second day that you had Chief Minister Stalin raising these questions of the BJP, saying let the Prime Minister answer what he's done for the people of Tamil Nadu. And the DMK particularly hitting out over the Prime Minister's comments the last time he was in Tamil Nadu, when he said that the DMK is holding back money from the people of Tamil Nadu and not implementing central schemes.
Absolutely, Akshita, and it looks like even before the Prime Minister could step into the state of Tamil Nadu, the Chief Minister has already started with the throwing the punches here as well. And routine things he says is that like the Prime Minister did not visit Tamil Nadu when it was suffering with Chennai floods and Thoothukudi floods. And one more aspect that has been like constant for this year is that like every rupee that Tamil Nadu gives as tax, only 29 paisas returned back. But however, Today, just now, he has said this particular aspect where he claims that he is only talking about treating each and every state as equal, and he alleges that the Prime Minister is not doing so. And the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin says that if he is trying to bring out this particular point, he and his party is being called as separatists. This seems to be the new one in this speech of the Chief Minister, Akshita.
All right, so it's clear the narrative that the DMK is creating, saying if we ask what's rightfully ours, if we fight for the people of Tamil Nadu were deemed separatists. So we'll see if the Prime Minister also addresses this. Pramod, stay with me. Let's bring in our other reporters as well who are reporting on different parts of the Prime Minister's visit. I want to bring in now Shibimol, who's reporting from Kerala. If you look at the Prime Minister's focus over the last few months, Shibi, it's been, yes, southern states, but largely Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It's here that the BJP is really looking to better their vote share, because as far as the BJP is concerned, these are the states where they've performed the worst really in the south itself. So in Kerala, there are certain constituencies that the Prime Minister has handpicked. Take us through which seats those are and why.
Well, absolutely, Akshita. In fact, this is the fourth visit of Prime Minister since this year began to Kerala. If we see, he had covered Thrissur and Thiruvananthapuram earlier. Now, those two seats come under the topmost priority as far as BJP is concerned in Kerala. In Thiruvananthapuram, we know it's an epic battle between Dr. Shashi Tharoor of the Congress and Rajiv Chandrasekhar of the BJP. In Thrissur, of course, that's been their top priority. It's a seat that they've been working consistently since the last many years. This time, Prime Minister has chosen to visit Pathanamthitta and Palakkad. Now, Pathanamthitta, as we know, Sabarimala is situated there, and that's a seat where BJP has considerable vote share. This time they fielded Anil Antony, a fresh new face in the constituency, and of course that's a seat they do have vote share, and probably Prime Minister's visit is going to give that extra push that's required in that constituency, especially fielding a new face there. Now he also has a roadshow on the 19th in Palakkad. Now, Palakkad is also a similar case. That's where Metroman E. Sridharan was fielded from in the last assembly election. That's also a stronghold of the BJP, where they finished second in the last assembly elections. There also they've consistently increased the vote share, especially when we look at the 29 Lok Sabha elections. Their vote share had seen a major increase. They've tasted success in the local body polls to a great level in the last 4-5 years if we check. So all of these are constituencies that comes under the top priority of the BJP, and we can see that these are the main constituencies they're focusing on. As we know, BJP has never had an MP from Kerala, so this time they are trying to change that history and create a new history here, especially focusing on these constituencies where they have been successful over the years increasing the vote share.
Most opinion polls suggest that there will be an increase in vote share for the BJP, but that won't necessarily translate to a seat in Kerala. The Prime Minister will be hoping to change that, especially in the seats that you mentioned, Shibi, where they believe they have a chance, whether it's Thrissur, whether it's Pathanamthitta, Palakkad, where they were hoping against hope in 2019 they'd win because they had fielded the Metroman then. It still didn't work. So this time the Prime Minister hoping that his campaign will actually make a difference. Let's focus on Karnataka. Sagaraj is joining us live from Karnataka. One of those states, Sagai, where the state, the voters choose very differently for the assembly and the general elections. And one of the few southern states, I dare say the only, where a Modi wave, the Modi factor actually works for the BJP, which is why perhaps since the start of 2024, while Modi's campaign largely in so many south states, not that much focus really on Karnataka. Does the BJP believe that they have a very, very good chance in your state?
The BJP believes that they have a very good chance in the state of Karnataka, and remember that out of 28, BJP had won 25 seats in 2019, and they are anticipating that they might retain all those seats in 2024 with Modi wave. And what are the changes that you get to see in the list 1 or list 2 of BJP, especially when it comes to Karnataka and list 2, that clearly shows that they are depending upon Prime Minister Narendra Modi to win this Lok Sabha election, and that is the reason they have changed the candidates, especially wherever they believe that it might be a cakewalk for BJP. That's where they are experimenting and trying to bring new faces. And talking about the campaign in the state of Karnataka, Prime Minister is going to kickstart his campaign in Kalaburgi, which is a home turf of AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge on 16th, that is day after tomorrow. Following that, on 18th, he will be also participating in one of the public rallies in Shivamogga, which is a home turf of B.S. Yediyurappa as well as state BJP President B.Y. Vijayendra. So this clearly shows that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will ensure that no stone unturned to retain those 25 seats, and probably a message even to Congress that he is going to start his campaign in Karnataka in the home turf of AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge's district.
So in 2019, the biggest chunk of votes for the BJP in South came from Karnataka. Besides that, they also got 4 seats in Telangana, which they believe is a state where they can make huge inroads in this election as well. Abdul Bashir is joining us live from Hyderabad. Abdul, on one hand, you've got the Prime Minister campaigning in Telangana, where the BJP believes, or at least is pushing hard to try to get to double digits. It's going to be a tall ask for them. And then in Andhra Pradesh, we're looking at a mega rally where you're going to see the TDP, Janasena and the BJP coming together as well.
Well, absolutely. On one hand, like you've mentioned, Akshita, it is Telangana where BJP had been seeing, progress in their seat share. Be it the local GHMC polls to the assembly elections, where the number came up from 1 to 8. That is a huge number or seat share that we see in the assembly elections. Now in the parliament, among the 17 Lok Sabha seats, earlier BJP was able to succeed in grabbing 4 seats among 17, and this time they are aiming for double digit. That is at least more than 12 seats is what the BJP leaders has to say. So tomorrow Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be here in Telangana, kick-starting his campaign from Malkajgiri. Malkajgiri is the biggest constituency in the whole country, where 36 lakh voters can be seen in this particular constituency. So here tomorrow a huge roadshow will be held in the Malkajgiri crossroad at about 1.2 kilometers is what is estimated, and this roadshow will begin at 4 p.m. till 5 p.m. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold this mega roadshow in Malkajgiri. After this, on 16th of March, he will be heading towards Nagar Karnool, where he is set to address a huge public meeting in Nagar Karnool. And 17th, like you've mentioned, on the other hand, Andhra Pradesh, where after this mega alliance, this would be a first meeting where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be sharing dais with TDP Chief Nara Chandrababu Naidu, JSP Chief Pawan Kalyan, where after the seat
so all 3 leaders will be together just a few days from now for that mega rally in Andhra Pradesh. The BJP is looking at both the general and assembly election in Andhra. I'd like to thank all of our reporters, Shibimol from Kerala, Pramod Madhav from Tamil Nadu, Sagai Raj from Karnataka, and Abdul Bashir joining us live from Telangana. They will continue getting you all the highlights of the Prime Minister's campaign over the next 5 days. Thanks very much for joining us here on 6 p.m. Prime. While we talk about really the BJP strategy, one important crucial factor is also the alliances that they're stitching up, particularly in 3 states. Starting off in Tamil Nadu, where the BJP, after breaking off the alliance with the AIADMK, is now trying to get all small parties to come together. The TMC, which is the Tamil Manila Congress in this case, the AMMK, TTV Dinakaran's party, SMK, which is Sarath Kumar's party, is merged it with the BJP, all of them coming together. But the BJP is still attempting to woo the PMK, led by Anbumani Ramadas. That's still a challenge for them, but they'll be hoping to get them on board, because that will be a big boost for their campaign. In Karnataka, of course, the BJP has finalized their alliance with the JDS. 3 seats have been given to JDS, and most of them are in fact the JDS family's strongholds. So the BJP is counting on these seats more or less coming their way. In Andhra Pradesh, a Mahagathbandhan of sorts, if you will, the BJP, TDP and Janasena coming together. This alliance is for both general and assembly elections. So the BJP is counting on all 3 of them being able to counter the juggernaut in Andhra Pradesh. Now, Prime Minister Modi in the last 3 months has made several visits, repeatedly going to South India, particularly to Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And in our next report, we get you some of the highlights of what the Prime Minister has chosen to focus on and the messaging, the narrative that he's trying to create by constantly visiting these states and what's been on his agenda.
Over 10 visits in 3 months. Prime Minister Modi's 2024 resolution seems to be to conquer the South, from religion to science. Prime Minister Modi is on a South blitz, wooing every voter and every constituency. Even before the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishta, Prime Minister Modi visited some of the most ancient temples in South India. Lepakshi Temple in Andhra, Guruvayur in Kerala, Ranganatha Swami Temple in Tamil Nadu, to name a few. But there are 2 states in particular that Modi has been putting his entire focus on, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. In Tamil Nadu, the Prime Minister has been professing his love for Tamilians repeatedly.
मैं आप सबसे पहले क्षमा मांगता हूं। इतना उत्साह, इतना प्यार, इतने आशीर्वाद, लेकिन मैं तमिल में भाषण नहीं कर पा रहा हूं। समझ लेता हूं, कभी कुछ वाक्य बोल लेता हूं, लेकिन मैं तमिल में भाषण नहीं कर पा रहा हूं। उसके बावजूद भी लाखों लोग बैठ रहे हैं, मुझे सुनने समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। ये कारण है आपका प्यार, आपके आशीर्वाद, आपका विश्वास।
He's given his nod to the leadership of Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai with a literal pat in the back, and has also taken forward the Tamil Nadu BJP narrative on corruption and drugs.
आप जानते हैं कि तमिलनाडु में सत्तारूढ़ पार्टी के संरक्षण में ड्रग्स के गिरोह पनप रहे हैं। आपको ऐसी पार्टी से बहुत सावधान रहने की जरूरत है, जो आपके बच्चों का भविष्य तबाह होता देख रही है, आंखें मूंद करके बैठी है। आप लोग भाजपा को मजबूत करेंगे तो तमिलनाडु के दुश्मनों पर भी कार्रवाई और तेज होगी, और ये मोदी की गारंटी है। ये डीएमके और कांग्रेस जैसी पार्टियां कहती हैं, उनका मोटो है फैमिली फर्स्ट, और मोदी कहता है नेशन फर्स्ट। ये लोग कहने लगे हैं कि मोदी का तो कोई परिवार ही नहीं है। मतलब जिनको परिवार है उनको भ्रष्टाचार करने का लाइसेंस मिल जाता है क्या? लाखों करोड़ रुपयों के इन विकास कार्यों को लूटने में डीएमके के लोगों को मुश्किल आ रही है। इस बात से यहां की एक फैमिली बहुत परेशान है। इसलिए ये डीएमके के लोग सोच रहे हैं कि अगर पैसे नहीं तो कम से कम इन कामों का क्रेडिट ही खा सके, लेकिन उसमें भी उन्हें सफलता नहीं मिल रही।
Meanwhile, in Kerala, the Prime Minister has held mega road shows in districts like Thrissur, met newlywed couples in Guruvayur, and even announced India's super astronauts from Thiruvananthapuram to the world. He has even used jargons like BFF to lash out at the LDF, UDF in the state.
कांग्रेस का यही रंग अब कम्युनिस्टों पर भी छा चुका है। केरला में उनकी भी सरकार इसी मॉडल पे चल रही है, क्योंकि ये लोग केरला में तो एक दूसरे के दुश्मन है, लेकिन केरला के बाहर बाकी देश में ये एक दूसरे के बीएफएफ यानी बेस्ट फ्रेंड फॉर एवर है।
With the Prime Minister embarking now on a 5-day, 5-state blitz, can the BJP better the dismal tally in southern states? Bureau Report, India Today.
And ahead of his South sojourn, Prime Minister Modi was in the national capital today to felicitate beneficiaries of the Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi scheme. Here are some highlights of his address.
मैं गरीबी को जी करके आया हूं, और इसलिए जिसको किसी ने नहीं पूछा उन्हें मोदी ने पूछा भी है और मोदी ने पूजा भी है। अगर आपके पास गारंटी देने के लिए कुछ नहीं है तो चिंता मत कर दीजिए, मोदी आपकी गारंटी लेता है।
All right, we'll be getting you all the latest on the Prime Minister's visit to the southern states starting off tomorrow in Kanyakumari. I'm slipping into a very, very short break. On the other side, the latest on the political showdown over CAA as Home Minister Amit Shah has lashed out at political detractors.
Manohar Lal Khattar, Trivendra Singh Rawat, Basavaraj Bommai. 3 former chief ministers from the plains of Haryana, hills of Uttarakhand to Karnataka down south. At least 5 union ministers. The Bharatiya Janata Party has unveiled its second roster of candidates for the Lok Sabha polls. The roster comprises 72 names. The party's youth wing chief, Tejaswi Surya, nominated to contest from Bengaluru South. In total, 20 candidates are named from Karnataka, 6 from Telangana, 20 candidates hail from the western state of Maharashtra, 5 from Madhya Pradesh, 7 from Gujarat, 2 from Delhi, 2 from Himachal Pradesh, and 2 from Uttarakhand round off the count. With the release of the second list, the BJP has now revealed 267 names for the upcoming general elections. Bureau Report, India Today.
मैंने पहले ही ये मीटिंग में शामिल होने की पहले ही मैंने ये मंत्रालय से मतलब लॉ मिनिस्ट्री से जब उन्होंने ये संदेश भेजे कि चयन की मीटिंग होगी, सिलेक्शन कमेटी की मीटिंग होगी, तो मैंने पहले ही एक शॉर्ट लिस्ट मंगा था। मतलब एक शॉर्ट लिस्ट मतलब छोटा सा सूची हमें सौंपा जाए, क्योंकि ये चयन की पहले शॉर्ट लिस्ट बनते हैं। मान लीजिए 5-6 व्यक्ति की शॉर्ट लिस्ट बनते हैं, छोटे सूची बनते हैं। तो मैंने मीटिंग में शामिल होने की पहले ही अर्थात मतलब यहाँ दिल्ली में पहुंचते ही अगर ये मिल जाते तो हमें जांच पड़ताल करना और ये जो सिलेक्शन कमेटी में जिसको नाम लाया जा रहे हैं शॉर्ट लिस्ट अगर होते तो शॉर्ट लिस्ट के बदौलत सारे व्यक्तियों को, सारे जो प्रत्याशियों हैं, इनके बारे में मुझे बारीकी से जानकारी होती। लेकिन वो मौका मुझे नहीं मिली, क्योंकि मुझे जो सूची दिए गए थे वो मान लीजिए कुल मिलाकर 212 जन की 212। तो मान लीजिए कल रात में मैं आए हैं दिल्ली, 12 बजे पहुंचे और सुबह 12 बजे हमें पीएम साहब की दफ्तर में चयन करने के लिए जाना पड़े। और इसी बीच रातों रात 212 व्यक्तियों को उनके बारे में मुझे कैसे बारीकी से जानकारी मिले और कैसे मैं अपना बुद्धि को इस्तेमाल करें, तो मैंने देखा 212 क्या फायदा।
दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अपने भ्रष्टाचार के उजागर होने से अपना आपा खो बैठे हैं। उनको मालूम नहीं है कि ये सारे लोग आ चुके हैं, आज भारत में ही रह रहे हैं, सिर्फ इनको अधिकार नहीं मिला है, वो अधिकार देने की बात है। 2014 तक जो आ गए इनको नागरिकता देनी है, और इतनी ही चिंता है तो वो क्यों बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठियों की बात नहीं करते हैं, रोहिंग्यास का विरोध क्यों नहीं करते हैं? क्योंकि वो वोट बैंक की पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं, और बांग्लादेशी नौकरी का अधिकार नहीं मार रहे हैं क्या? रोहिंग्यास नहीं मार रहे हैं? इनके लिए तो आप कभी नहीं बोले भाई। सिर्फ जो हिंदू शरणार्थी आए हैं, जो बौद्ध शरणार्थी आए, जो जैन, पारसी और क्रिश्चियन शरणार्थी, इसी का विरोध कर रहे हैं।
Welcome back. In the face of endless political criticism, Home Minister Amit Shah has come out to defend CAA. He's made it clear that the Citizenship Amendment Act will never be taken back and that the Narendra Modi government is not going to compromise on it. He also lashed out at the opposition for opposing CAA and clarified, made it very clear that it's not anti-Muslim. Here are some highlights.
भारत की नागरिकता सुनिश्चित करना ये भारत का विषय है।
Home Minister Amit Shah's big CAA defense.
नागरिकता के बारे में कानून बनाने का अधिकार केवल और केवल भारत की संसद को दिया गया है। एक केंद्र का विषय है, केंद्र और राज्यों का साझा विषय नहीं है।
And a roaring answer to the opposition parties. Yet again, Shah made it clear that the Citizenship Amendment Act is here to stay.
सीए का कानून कभी वापस नहीं जाएगा, और भारत की नागरिकता सुनिश्चित करना ये भारत का विषय है, भारत की संप्रभुता का निर्णय है। इसके साथ हम कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकते।
Stressing that the CAA is not against Muslims, Home Minister Shah said it gives refuge to minorities facing atrocities by Islamists in Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. Shah accused the opposition of spreading politics of lies.
क्राइटेरिया ये बना है कि जिस पर धार्मिक प्रताड़ना ना होती है इसको देंगे,
और अगर वो मुसलमान,
और भारत के पुराने हिस्से से मुसलमानों पर इसलिए धार्मिक प्रताड़ना नहीं हो सकती कि तीनों देश घोषित इस्लामी स्टेट है।
The Home Minister tore into the opposition for targeting CAA.
दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अपने भ्रष्टाचार के उजागर होने से अपना आपा खो बैठे हैं। 2014 तक जो आ गए इनको नागरिकता देनी है, और इतनी ही चिंता है तो वो क्यों बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठियों की बात नहीं करते हैं, रोहिंग्यास का विरोध क्यों नहीं करते हैं? क्योंकि वो वोट बैंक की पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं। बांग्लादेश से जो बंगाली हिंदू आए हैं इनको नागरिकता देने के लिए एक कानून है। ममता जी को मैं खुली चुनौती देता हूं, इस कानून की धारा में से किसी की नागरिकता छीनने की एक धारा वो बता दे सार्वजनिक रूप से। वो खौफ पैदा कर रही है, हिंदू और मुसलमानों के बीच में विखवाद कराना चाहती है।
But opposition continued to train guns on center, calling CAA a BJP poll gimmick which will only help Pakistanis.
पूरा देश मिलके, सारी सरकारें मिलके अपने देश के बच्चों को रोजगार देने में असमर्थ हैं। जो इतनी भारी संख्या में बाहर से आप पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश के लोगों को हमारे देश में लाके बसाना चाहते हो, उनको नौकरियां कहां से दोगे? उनके लिए नौकरियां कहां से आएंगी?
Mr. Amit Shah's experiment of cheating the people of Bengal, cheating the people of Assam is not going to work. People of Assam and Bengal are going to punish Mr. Amit Shah and the whole BJP party itself, which is hell-bent to divide India on religious lines.
Mr. Amit Shah, how long will you continue with this Ghuspetia rhetoric and Ghuspetia politics? Will religion decide who is an infiltrator and who is a refugee? If religion will decide, then who is playing vote bank politics, Mr. Amit Shah? Us or you?
The day saw Pakistani Hindu refugees staging protest at residence of Kejriwal, slamming him for terming them rapists and thieves.
पाकिस्तान से आए थे, हम 2013 में आए थे, हाँ, तो हमारी इनसे यही एक शिकायत है कि ये हिंदू भाई हो के हमारा विरोध क्या करते हैं।
हमने हमारा परिवार छोड़ा, घर छोड़ा, मकान छोड़ा, हमने आए हमारे मुल्क, हमने देश छोड़ा, हम रहना चाहते, हिंदुस्तान में रहना चाहते।
The citizenship law is certainly going to be the simmering issue in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections. Bureau Report, India Today.
And with that, I'm slipping into a short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. In just a few moments from now, we'll get you a curtain raiser of what to expect at the India Today Conclave tomorrow. The biggest political newsmakers in the run-up to the election will be joining us in the national capital for the India Today Conclave.
देश में 2-3 मुद्दे हैं। सबसे बड़ा बेरोजगारी, दूसरा महंगाई, तीसरा भागीदारी, हिंदुस्तान का धन किसको मिलता है। इन मुद्दों के बारे में आपको कोई डिस्कशन नहीं दिखेगा, टीवी पे कभी नहीं दिख सकता। मोदी जी को 24 घंटा दिखाएंगे, कभी वो समुद्र के नीचे चले जाएंगे, टीवी कैमरा उनके साथ नीचे समुद्र के नीचे जाएगा, उनको दिखाएगा समुद्र के नीचे पूजा हो रही है। फिर उसके बाद झट से वो सी प्लेन में उड़ेंगे, हवाई जहाज में जाएंगे, वहां भी मीडिया उनके पीछे जाएगा।
कांग्रेस पार्टी आज नारी न्याय गारंटी की घोषणा करती है। इसके तहत कांग्रेस पार्टी महिलाओं के लिए देश में एक नया एजेंडा सेट करने जा रही है। नारी न्याय गारंटी के अंतर्गत कांग्रेस पार्टी 5 घोषणाएं कर रही है। उसमें पहली घोषणा है महालक्ष्मी गारंटी। इसके तहत सभी गरीब परिवार की एक महिला को सालाना 1 लाख रुपए की सहायता दी जाएगी। दूसरी घोषणा है आधी आबादी पूरा हक। इसके तहत केंद्र सरकार की नई नियुक्तियों में आधा हक महिलाओं को मिलेगा। तीसरी है शक्ति का सम्मान। इस योजना के तहत आंगनवाड़ी, आशा और मिड डे मील वर्कर्स के मासिक वेतन में केंद्र सरकार का कंट्रीब्यूशन 2 गुना होगा। चौथा है अधिकार मैत्री। इसके तहत हर पंचायत में महिलाओं को उनके हकों के लिए जागरूक करने और जरूरी मदद के लिए अधिकार मैत्री के रूप में एक पैरालीगल यानी कानूनी सहायक की नियुक्ति की जाएगी। 5वीं है सावित्रीबाई फुले हॉस्टल। भारत सरकार देश भर में सभी जिला मुख्यालय में कम से कम एक कामकाजी महिलाओं का हॉस्टल बनाएगी और पूरे देश में इन हॉस्टल की संख्या 2 गुनी की जाएगी। इसके पहले हमने भागीदारी न्याय, किसान न्याय, युवा न्याय घोषित की है और ये कहने की जरूरत नहीं कि हमारी गारंटी खोखले वायदे और जुमले नहीं होते। हमारा कहा पत्थर की लकीर होती है। ये हमारा 1926 से
अब तक का रिकॉर्ड है, जब हमारे विरोधियों का जन्म हो रहा था तब से हम मैनिफेस्टो बना रहे हैं और उन घोषणाओं को पूरा कर रहे हैं।
Air quality today. In Delhi, 159. In Mumbai, 72. In Kolkata, 100. In Bengaluru, 76. In Chennai, 100. In Hyderabad, 115.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
With the world's largest democracy heading for a defining electoral battle this summer, the India Today Conclave is all set for the biggest political newsmakers to come together on one platform to bring discussions to you on hot-button issues that will shape the political landscape of the country. I'm leaving you with this report, a curtain raiser of what to expect and who'll be there at the India Today Conclave.
Brace yourself at the India Today Conclave for a clash of ideas and ideologies as a power-packed lineup of political leadership is scheduled to grace the event on March the 15th and 16th. With the general election just weeks away, Prime Minister Modi will outline his vision about redefining Bharat. Expect insight, strategies and a glimpse into the political roadmap ahead from Union Minister of Home Affairs Amit Shah. While top ministers outline the plan for India's diplomatic and economic future. Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar and Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav decode the political generational shift. The conclave is also the definitive platform where ideas collide, opinions clash, and the future of secularism in India hangs in the balance. Top psephologists peer into the crystal ball about the upcoming 2024 poll, while leaders from the opposition spell out their search for a narrative and strategy. Stay tuned on March 15th and 16th.
The Election Commission of India is about to take up the biggest democratic exercise in the world. But just days ahead of declaration of general elections, the poll panel finds itself under intense scrutiny. The EC has received data of more than 22,000 electoral bonds submitted by the SBI. It has been directed by the Supreme Court to publish all the bond info on its website by Friday evening. Sources in the EC say it will be a challenge to post the data, which is in raw format, in line with the deadline. It is a busy week for the Commission. The Lok Sabha election process suffered a jolt after the surprise resignation of Election Commissioner Arun Goel on Saturday. The EC, in effect, is now left with only the Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar. The appointment committee, consisting of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, a union minister and the leader of the largest opposition party in Lok Sabha, is expected to hold a meeting on Thursday to select two new ECs. A Congress leader, however, has filed a petition in the Supreme Court opposing the appointment of the new ECs by the government. What stands out is that Arun Goel's appointment itself had triggered controversy. Goel, a Punjab cadre IAS officer, was appointed as Election Commissioner on November 19, 2022, just a day after he resigned from the Indian Administrative Service. The Supreme Court had questioned the tearing hurry in which Goel was appointed as Election Commissioner. The EC has been hit by resignations earlier as well. In August 2020, Election Commissioner Ashok Lavasa had resigned months ahead of becoming the CEC in April 2021. He quit a year after he dissented against the EC decision that gave a clean chit to Prime Minister Narendra Modi on charges of violation of Model Code of Conduct. Even as preparations are on for Lok Sabha elections, the EC is faced with a credibility crisis. Bureau Report, India Today.
India's most ambitious nuclear-capable missile test, codenamed Mission Divyastra, and revealed to the nation by Prime Minister Modi in a heartfelt note of applause for the project team. The test of a missile capable of ranges in excess of 6,000 kilometers. Tested across Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean, with technology that has never been tested before at this range. Take a closer look at these two images. On the left is the standard Agni 5, which has already been tested a few times and is part of India's nuclear command arsenal. You'll notice that the Mission Divyastra Agni 5 on the right looks different. A more rounded nose cone and altered architecture. The reason? While the original Agni 5 only carries a single 1.5-ton nuclear warhead, the new weapon sports MIRV technology, a module that allows the missile to carry multiple nuclear warheads which separate during re-entry into Earth's atmosphere and are guidable towards different targets. What this means is, instead of launching a single missile at a single target, an Agni 5 can be launched to potentially destroy multiple cities or targets with separate independently guidably nuclear warheads. Thousands more than the earlier Agni family of nuclear missiles, all of Pakistan and large parts of China are within the reach of the Agni 5 Divyastra. Under India's nuclear no first use policy, such a weapon can never be fired first, but will be instrumental of total retaliatory destruction of any nation that dares to hit India with a nuke. Of course, the true success of this Divyastra will be if it ever needs to be used. India's nuclear deterrent just got many times more powerful. Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
भारत की नागरिकता सुनिश्चित करना ये भारत का विषय है।
Home Minister Amit Shah's big CAA defense.
नागरिकता के बारे में कानून बनाने का अधिकार केवल और केवल भारत की संसद को दिया गया है। एक केंद्र का विषय है, केंद्र और राज्यों का साझा विषय नहीं है।
And a roaring answer to the opposition parties. Yet again, Shah made it clear that the Citizenship Amendment Act is here to stay. Stressing that the CAA is not against Muslims, Home Minister Shah said it gives refuge to minorities facing atrocities by Islamists in Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. Shah accused the opposition of spreading politics of lies. The Home Minister tore into the opposition for targeting CAA. But opposition continued to train guns on centre, calling CAA a BJP poll gimmick which will only help Pakistanis. The day saw Pakistani Hindu refugees staging protest at residence of Kejriwal, slamming him for terming them rapists and thieves. The citizenship law is certainly going to be the simmering issue in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections. Bureau Report, India Today.
India's very own Silicon Valley. The high-tech city home to 14 million people. Facing its worst water shortage in decades. Weak monsoon, depleting groundwater, reservoirs and green cover, alongside extensive urbanization, have escalated a chronic problem into a crisis. But opportunists are exploiting Bengaluru's water crisis. An India Today investigation revealed residents at the mercy of a water tanker mafia. This cartel operates without government registration, flouting legal boundaries, particularly Meet Lokesh. He's installed a borewell in a commercial location in the Jigni industrial area, and he's profiting from the extraction of already scarce groundwater, supplying it to our undercover reporter posing as a marble trader. Lokesh offered borewell water for drinking at 600 rupees for 6,000 litres. Supplies from unauthorized borewells delivered to Bengaluru homes. The city's water utility now requires permission for new borewells starting March 15th. Drinking water use for non-drinking purposes like car washing is also banned. But unscrupulous tanker operators continue to profit. This tanker was brazenly filled from a boring pump in a village outside Bengaluru. Guru Prakash, another supplier to the marble cutting industry in Jigni, claims borewells can be easily dug with bribes to local officials. As the city thirsts, illegal extraction and supply of borewell water thrives. Environmental damage demands immediate enforcement before irreparable harm is done. Stay tuned for more on Bengaluru's water mafia. Nitin Jain for India Today's special investigation team.
मैंने तो सीएए पर माननीय गृह मंत्री जी का तब भी भाषण सुना 2019 में दिसंबर के महीने में ये पास हुआ। हमने अपना प्रतिरोध दर्ज किया था। क्यों? क्योंकि संविधान सम्मत नहीं है। दूसरा, तमिल हिंदुओं ने क्या बिगाड़ दिया आपका? और परसिक्यूशन सिर्फ रिलीजियस नहीं होता है, पॉलिटिकल परसिक्यूशन भी होता है। अगर आप इन देशों का ही नाम ले रहे हैं तो इसमें कई इस्लाम में भी सेक्ट हैं जिनका परसिक्यूशन होने की बात आती है। तो ये एक तरफा नजरिया हम चाहते थे कि समेकित नजरिया में तब्दील हो, लेकिन उसका अभाव है प्रधानमंत्री जी में भी और गृह मंत्री जी से भी। बस इतना आग्रह करेंगे कि चुनाव की गर्मी बहुत बढ़ेगी, आपस में व्यवहार में गर्माहट बनी रहे।
outfits.
Ready, camera roll.
I will rewind through the pages of history to recreate the great Indian election experience as I have seen it.
The mandate of the people of India was to make Srimati Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
Now, in the 35 years that I have covered Indian elections, Prime Ministers have come and gone.
Lights on.
श्री नरेंद्र मोदी को प्राइम मिनिस्ट्रियल कैंडिडेट के रूप में प्रोजेक्ट किया जाए।
Co-presented by
आपका जॉय भारत का जॉय जॉय ई-बाइक।
Co-presented by
ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा।
Powered by MP Birla Cement Perfect Plus Concrete Special. Co-powered by
पारुल यूनिवर्सिटी वडोदरा गुजरात।
Ready, camera roll.
I will rewind through the pages of history to recreate the great Indian election experience as I have seen it.
The mandate of the people of India was to make Srimati Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister.
Now, in the 35 years that I have covered Indian elections, Prime Ministers have come and gone.
Lights on.
श्री नरेंद्र मोदी को प्राइम मिनिस्ट्रियल कैंडिडेट के रूप में प्रोजेक्ट किया जाए।
Good evening, you're watching Mission 2024. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. These are the headlines. Union Home Minister Amit Shah makes it clear CAA is here to stay. Amit Shah tears into the India bloc, says only centre can now allow citizenship and opposition states cannot block it.
सीए के कानून को भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार लाई है, नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार लाई है। इसको रिपील करना असंभव है। हम पूरे देश को जागरूक करेंगे।
One nation, one poll rollout likely in 2029. Panel submits report to President Murmu. India Today accesses report. 3-tier simultaneous poll suggested to ease burden on economy. Two new election commissioners selected. Prime Minister Modi-led panel names Ganesh Kumar and Sukhbir Sandhu. Congress MP Adiranjan lashes out at selection procedure. There's been a big fallout over BJP's Karnataka list. Ex-Mysuru MP Pratap Simha taunts his replacement royal scion, Yuduvir. Ishwarappa claims Yadiyurappa denied ticket to his son. Go back protests erupt against Shobha Karanjale. BJP strengthens its ranks ahead of polls. Suspended Congress MP from Patiala and wife of Captain Amrinder Singh, Praneeth Kaur, joins the BJP. One nation, one poll has now gathered steam again once the panel led by former President Ramnath Kovind has submitted the One Nation, One Election report to President Murmu that has been accessed by India Today. The panel has recommended a 3-tier simultaneous poll. A legal mechanism for one election has also been suggested with a 2029 target set for the rollout. The panel says holding one election will ease the burden on the economy while boosting voter turnout. But not just that, in the event of a hung state assembly or if a government loses its majority, the panel has suggested fresh polls.
The administration, the political machinery, gets involved in electioneering from time to time when it is not simultaneously held. Now when it's held simultaneously, you have an administrative and political machinery capable of working 5 years at a stretch. Implementing policies in a better way. The policies can go on and be implemented without break. It saves also resources. So it's something that there is no scope of criticizing or politicizing this is something that should be welcomed.
मोदी जी का मकसद क्या है? वन नेशन नो इलेक्शन, वन नेशन नो इलेक्शन, वही तो चाहते हैं, वही तो चाह रहे हैं, इसीलिए तो जा रहे हैं। मुझे 400 सीटें दीजिए, मुझे 2/3 बहुमत दीजिए, मैं संविधान बदलूं। संविधान बदलने का उनसे क्या फायदा मिलेगा? वन नेशन नो इलेक्शन।
Cutting across to my colleague Nalini Sharma, who's joining us from the newsroom. Nalini, break it down, this report that has been submitted to the president. What does it entail in terms of when governments fall or, on any other, contingencies in place?
Well, Preeti, it's been an interesting series of developments because it's not just one report but two reports on One Nation, One Poll that we're talking about. One is by the high-powered committee that was led by the former President Ramnath Kovind that has been submitted to the President, and another report on behalf of the Law Commission has been submitted to the Law Ministry to act upon it. Now, both these reports, what we are given to understand, essentially talk about implementing One Nation, One Election only by 2029, not any time before that. And what they're also saying, apart from the usual points as they're considering that they cut the kind of expenditure that happens during elections and all of that, but they've also gone ahead and recommended the relevant constitutional amendments that need to be done to make One Nation, One Poll a reality. What we are also given to understand is that the report by the Law Commission also includes something called a concept of a unity government, which essentially means that if any government in any state falls when simultaneous elections have been put into force, then in that case, multiple representatives of several different parties can come and form the government in that state called a unity government for the time being, till the time the next elections don't happen. What they've also put into place provisions regarding what exactly happens when a government falls and how soon the elections can be conducted. It remains to be seen how soon the government and the president are able to act upon this to make this a reality. But one thing is certain, that both the high-powered committee led by Ramnath Kovind along with the Law Commission have both recommended that by 2029, which is the next general elections, One Nation, One Poll can in fact become a reality, and it remains to be seen how this happens. Another very important aspect, Preeti, that we missed out is that in the state elections that are leading up to 2029, the term for all of these states is only going to be up till 2029. So even elections that are happening in 2028, the governments that will be formed will only be up till 2029, and then in 2029 the Lok Sabha elections and the state assembly elections will all be held simultaneously.
Thanks, Nalini, for joining us with the details. For our viewers, these are recommendations. They haven't been adopted, but we're just giving you what these recommendations entail of those two reports that Nalini was referring to. Let's quickly now shift focus to the new two election commissioners who were named. In a meeting led by Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Shah and Congress MP Adhiranjan Chaudhary, two new ECs were selected. Gyanesh Kumar is a retired bureaucrat from Kerala who has worked with Amit Shah before and played a major role in the purge of Article 370. The other one is Sukhbir Sandhu from Punjab, a retired Chief Secretary of Uttarakhand government who also served as Secretary of the Lok Ayog. But Congress MP Adhiranjan Chaudhary not very happy in terms of the selection procedure. The Congress maintains the selection procedure of both the election commissioners were flawed, as the Chief Justice of India was not included.
ये गोयल साहब की नियुक्ति के समय हमारे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये टिप्पणी किया था, आपको शायद याद है, कि लाइटनिंग स्पीड में उनको नियुक्ति किए गए थे, और वैसा ही लाइटनिंग स्पीड में भी वो भी निकल गए, रेजिग्नेशन डाल दिए। एक लाइटनिंग स्पीड में वो आए और डिजिटल स्पीड में वो चले गए, और बीच में हम इधर जाए ना उधर जाए, रिक्त पद लेकर हमें दिक्कत बढ़ गए। वो दिक्कत निपटने के लिए आज हमें जरूरी था कि दो इलेक्शन कमिश्नर के चयन हुआ हो। तो इसमें चयन हुई, एक तो केरल के मिस्टर मोहेश बोल के, और एक पंजाब के मिस्टर संधू बोल के। हमारा जो कमेटी, ये कमेटी की में एक प्राइम मिनिस्टर है, उसके साथ होम मिनिस्टर, मतलब दो मंत्री, और मैं एक विपक्ष। मतलब शुरू से ही इस कमेटी में बहुमत सरकार की पक्ष में है। तो इसलिए मैं कहीं या ना कहें, सरकार जो चाहेगी वही होगी। सरकार की मंशा मुताबिक ये इलेक्शन कमिश्नर उसका चयन होगी।
Let's quickly bring in my colleague Aishwarya Paliwal, who joins us. She follows the Election Commission closely. The next question, Aishwarya, of course, the controversy over the election, or the selection rather, of the two election commissioners, which the Congress not too happy about in terms of procedure. Two very quick questions, Aishwarya, if you can touch upon. One, that as per rule, was the Chief Justice of India necessary to be a part of this meeting in the selection? Number two, Aishwarya, now that the election commissioners are in place, how soon can we get the news of the dates being announced where elections 2024 is concerned?
Well, Preeti, I'll start by answering the second question first. It definitely is $1 million question. But from what we understand from our sources in the Election Commission, in the next 48 hours, we should expect the Election Commission to come out and to announce the big dates for 2024 Lok Sabha elections. The Commission on its part is fully prepared. They are ready. They are now just waiting for the two election commissioners to officially join the ECI. And to answer the first question, Preeti, the CGI in the order had clearly said till the time the government does not come up with a law, that's the time when the CGI will be made a part of the panel. But the government did come up with a law, and with regards to that, the selection process has been done. This selection process will stand the test of time. People can obviously go to the Supreme Court, but let me tell you, legally, this is very sound. And in the next 24 to 48 hours, Preeti, we will see the election commissioners stepping into the election, stepping here, and also making sure that in the next 24 to 48 hours, the election commission comes out with a date, because they, on their part, Preeti, let me tell you, are fully prepared.
All right, so it's either the 15th or the 16th, and we should get the dates of the next election. Thank you, Aishwarya, for joining us. Let's quickly shift focus now. The Home Minister, Amit Shah, launched a big CAA defense today. Amit Shah has made it clear that the Citizenship Amendment Act will never be taken back, and the BJP-led government will never compromise with it. Amit Shah came down heavily on the opposition for opposing CAA and said that CAA is not an anti-Muslim law.
भारत की नागरिकता सुनिश्चित करना ये भारत का विषय है।
Home Minister Amit Shah's big CAA defense.
नागरिकता के बारे में कानून बनाने का अधिकार केवल और केवल भारत की संसद को दिया गया है। एक केंद्र का विषय है, केंद्र और राज्यों का साझा विषय नहीं है।
And a roaring answer to the opposition parties. Yet again, Shah made it clear that the Citizenship Amendment Act is here to stay.
सीए का कानून कभी वापस नहीं जाएगा और भारत की नागरिकता सुनिश्चित करना ये भारत का विषय है, भारत की संप्रभुता का निर्णय है। इसके साथ हम कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकते।
Stressing that the CAA is not against Muslims, Home Minister Shah said it gives refuge to minorities facing atrocities by Islamists in Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. Shah accused the opposition of spreading politics of lies.
क्राइटेरिया ये बना है कि जिस पर धार्मिक प्रताड़ना होती है इसको देंगे,
और अगर वो मुसलमान
और भारत के पुराने हिस्से से मुसलमानों पर इसलिए धार्मिक प्रताड़ना नहीं हो सकती कि तीनों देश घोषित इस्लामी स्टेट है।
The Home Minister tore into the opposition for targeting CAA.
दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अपने भ्रष्टाचार के उजागर होने से अपना आपा खो बैठे हैं। 2014 तक जो आ गए इनको नागरिकता देनी है, और इतनी ही चिंता है तो वो क्यों बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठियों की बात नहीं करते हैं, रोहिंग्यास का विरोध क्यों नहीं करते हैं? क्योंकि वो वोट बैंक की पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं। बांग्लादेश से जो बंगाली हिंदू आए हैं इनको नागरिकता देने के लिए एक कानून है। ममता जी को मैं खुली चुनौती देता हूं, इस कानून की धारा में से किसी की नागरिकता छीनने की एक धारा वो बता दे सार्वजनिक रूप से। वो खौफ पैदा कर रही है, हिंदू और मुसलमानों के बीच में विखवाद कराना चाहती है।
But opposition continued to train guns on center, calling CAA a BJP poll gimmick which will only help Pakistanis.
पूरा देश मिलके, सारी सरकारें मिलके अपने देश के बच्चों को रोजगार देने में असमर्थ हैं। जो इतनी भारी संख्या में बाहर से आप पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश के लोगों को हमारे देश में लाके बसाना चाहते हो, उनको नौकरियां कहां से दोगे? उनके लिए नौकरियां कहां से आएंगी?
Mr. Amit Shah's experiment of cheating the people of Bengal,
cheating the people of Assam is not going to work. People of Assam and Bengal are going to punish Mr. Amit Shah and the whole BJP party itself, which is hell-bent to divide India on religious lines.
Mr. Amit Shah, how long will you continue with this Ghuspetia rhetoric and Ghuspetia politics? Will religion decide who is an infiltrator and who is a refugee? If religion will decide, then who is playing vote bank politics, Mr. Amit Shah? Us or you?
The day saw Pakistani Hindu refugees staging protest at residence of Kejriwal, slamming him for terming them rapists and thieves.
पाकिस्तान से आए थे, हम 2013 में आए थे, हाँ, तो हमारी इनसे यही एक शिकायत है कि ये हिंदू भाई हो के हमारा विरोध क्या करते हैं।
हमने हमारा परिवार छोड़ा, घर छोड़ा, मकान छोड़ा, हमने आए हमारे मुल्क, हमने देश छोड़ा, हम रहना चाहते, हिंदुस्तान में रहना चाहते।
The citizenship law is certainly going to be the simmering issue in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections. Bureau Report, India Today.
With that, I'm going to go into a quick break. To stay with us on the other side is To The Point.
ये कमेटी की में एक प्राइम मिनिस्टर है, उसके साथ होम मिनिस्टर, मतलब 2 मंत्री और मैं एक विपक्ष। मतलब शुरू से ही इस कमेटी में बहुमत सरकार की पक्ष में है, तो इसलिए मैं कहीं या ना कहें सरकार जो चाहेगी वही होगी। सरकार की मंशा मुताबिक ये इलेक्शन कमिश्नर उसका चयन होगी। बीच में विनीत गोयल साहब वो भी रेजोल्यूशन दे डाली, वो भी रिक्त हो गए। पहले पिछले बार ये मीटिंग होने वाला था, उस समय भी हम आए थे, लेकिन डिफॉल्ट हो गई थी, इसको टाला गया था। जो चंदा साहब रिटायर होने के बाद टाला गया था। और विनीत गोयल की जिस ढंग से नियुक्ति हुई थी उस समय, अरुण गोयल, विनीत गोयल हमारे वहां डीजी है ना, उसके लिए बात था, बंगाल का डीजी थे। तो ये जो गोयल साहब की नियुक्ति के समय हमारे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये टिप्पणी किया था, आपको शायद याद है, कि लाइटनिंग स्पीड में उनको नियुक्ति किए गए थे, और वैसा ही लाइटनिंग स्पीड में भी वो भी निकल गए, रेजोल्यूशन डाल दिए। एक लाइटनिंग स्पीड में वो आए और डिजिटल स्पीड में वो चले गए, और बीच में हम इधर जाए ना उधर जाए, रिक्त पद लेकर हमें दिक्कत बढ़ गए। वो दिक्कत निपटने के लिए आज हमें जरूरी था कि 2 इलेक्शन कमिश्नर के चयन हुआ।
पर मैं समझता हूँ ये एक औपचारिकता है, सरकार दिखा रही है कि हम संवेदनशील है, पर उनकी कोई मंशा नहीं है, कोई मानसिकता नहीं है, उनका कोई इरादा नहीं है कि किसान को एमएसपी का लीगल गारंटी दे, स्वामीनाथन फार्मूला के आधार पर, यानी कि खेती की लागत उसके 1.5 गुना स्तर पर एमएसपी लागू करे। और जो राहुल जी बार बार कह रहे हैं कि 16 लाख करोड़ पूंजीपतियों का तो अपना ऋण माफ कर दिया है, पर किसानों का कर्जा आप क्यों नहीं माफ कर रहे हैं?
दिल्ली में संयुक्त मोर्चा की तरफ से उसकी तैयारी के लिए सारे लोग आए हुए हैं, वो बैठे हुए हैं, अभी प्रबंध किया है। आज का 1 दिन का ये महारैली है जो दिल्ली मोर्चे की रह रही मांगे हैं उनके संबंध में।
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Weeks before India heads into crucial general elections, and 4 years after it was passed in the parliament, the Modi government has notified rules for the Citizenship Amendment Act. CAA grants Indian citizenship to refugees who came to India before December 31st, 2014 on religious grounds. It covers 3 neighboring countries, Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh, and includes 6 minority communities: Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis and Christians. While the government has assured that CAA will not take away citizenship of any Indian citizen, Mamata Banerjee was the first to oppose the law. Other opposition parties are also questioning the timing of CAA implementation. The Ministry of Home Affairs has created a web portal for CAA, and all application will have to be submitted online. Bureau Report, India Today.
The BJP's war for 2024 just moved to the next level, with the country's ruling party firing its second list for the Lok Sabha. And amidst the churn and turbulence of abrupt drops and fresh faces, a clear pattern and message emerges. That controversial motor mouths can no longer rely on a Lok Sabha ticket. And those who embarrass the party with their public opinions stand to see their careers evaporate. In Karnataka, for instance, outspoken Mysuru MP Pratap Simha, whose name cropped up recently in the Parliament attack episode, has been dropped. Similarly, previous BJP state president, the incendiary Nalin Kumar Katil, sitting MP from Dakshin Kannada for multiple terms, has been given the boot. And a sword hangs over Uttara Kannada MP Anant Kumar Hegde for his legacy of communal remarks, including a recent claim that the BJP government would alter the constitution to remove the word secular. Either dropped or on notice, the BJP leadership is sending out a clear message. Stay in line, behave. The party doesn't want needless bombast and controversy. The trend continues from the BJP's first list, when high-profile rabble-rousers like Ramesh Biduri and Parvesh Singh Verma were denied re-election tickets from their seats in Delhi. It may be argued that many motor mouths have still managed to get tickets in the second list, including Tejasvi Surya and Shobha Karanlaje. But that's likely because winnability outweighed any concerns over their public controversies. Overall, the BJP axe is telling a story. Stay in line or risk losing your seat in Parliament. Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com. हर फैमिली होगी इंश्योर्ड. No stress Finolex.
Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. The latest news break that is coming in from Bihar. It does seem that the BJP has finally sealed the Bihar seat sharing formula. Sources tell us BJP to fight on 17 seats. JDU will be on 16. The inside scoop on the BJP-LJP alliance as well. Chirag Paswan, LJP will get 5 seats. No seat for Pashupati Paras. A governor's post will be offered to Pashupati Paras. Will he accept? But for now, Chirag Paswan had dug in his heels when it came down to seat sharing, and he seems to have got what he wanted. 5 seats to the LJP led by Chirag Paswan, and importantly, the seat of Hajipur will go to Chirag Paswan. Quickly cutting across to Rohit Singh, my colleague, who's joining us for more. Rohit, it does seem now it's more or less final. The seat sharing formula worked out. Chirag Paswan to get 5 seats, including Hajipur. But the big question, will Pashupati Paras accept it? Because he's made it always very clear that he was the true inheritor of his brother's political legacy, the father of Chirag Paswan, Ram Vilas Paswan.
Well, absolutely, Preeti. It's almost evident now that the entire seat sharing talks in the NDA camp was stuck because of the feud between Chirag Paswan and his chacha Pashupati Paras. And all those differences seems to have been ironed yesterday when BJP chose to remain with the NDA, in fact remain with Chirag Paswan, I beg your pardon, and did not give any seat to Pashupati Paras party. So now Chirag Paswan is bankable in Bihar. That is what the BJP thinks. And what about Pashupati Paras, as you were questioning? So see, the question right now is whether Pashupati Paras will agree to all this that is happening against him, or will he quit the NDA and join the Mahagathbandhan. Today, Prince Raj, who is the MP from Pashupati Paras' party, he said that he will remain with the NDA and he had all faith in Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So now remains to be seen that whether Pashupati Paras will take the final call of remaining in the NDA, or is he trying to go into the Mahagathbandhan. Because as far as the vote bank is concerned, Preeti, Pashupati Paras does not draw a lot of crowd and does not have a huge vote bank despite being a Dalit face. And that is why the Mahagathbandhan is also not very keen on taking Pashupati Paras into their camp. So now the big question is, what will Pashupati Paras do next? Will he remain with the BJP, and will he rely on the assurance that has been given by the BJP that he could be made a governor, or maybe he will be sent to Rajya Sabha after the Lok Sabha elections? That remains to be seen, Preeti.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Rohit, with the very latest. My colleague Rohit Singh breaking it down. Well, it does seem on the end of the road where the legacy of Ram Vilas Paswan is concerned for Pashupati Paras, his brother. It clearly, the BJP making it rather evident given to Chirag Paswan, Ram Vilas Paswan's son. Appreciate you joining us, Rohit. With that, let's quickly now move on in the bulletin. The second list of the Bharatiya Janata Party was released on Wednesday, a list of candidates for the Lok Sabha poll. 72 names in all from different constituencies across the country. The list featured 3 former chief ministers, at least 5 union ministers. Take a look at this report.
Manohar Lal Khattar, Trivendra Singh Rawat, Basavaraj Bommai. 3 former chief ministers from the plains of Haryana, hills of Uttarakhand to Karnataka down south. At least 5 union ministers. The Bharatiya Janata Party has unveiled its second roster of candidates for the Lok Sabha polls. The roster comprises 72 names. The party's youth wing chief, Tejasvi Surya, nominated to contest from Bangalore South. In total, 20 candidates are named from Karnataka, 6 from Telangana, 20 candidates hail from the western state of Maharashtra, 5 from Madhya Pradesh, 7 from Gujarat, 2 from Delhi, 2 from Himachal Pradesh, and 2 from Uttarakhand round off the count. With the release of the second list, the BJP has now revealed 267 names for the upcoming general elections. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, a lot where the list is concerned, but the larger question that we are asking viewers this evening, and to the point, if you look at the list released by both the BJP and the Congress, if you look at the seat sharing arrangement, that practically the BJP is seemingly ahead right now of the India alliance. Who has the edge? It can be a rhetorical question for many, but let's take it to our panelists this evening. Tuhin Sinha, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party; Jyoti Kumar Singh, National Spokesperson, Congress; Sanjay Singh, Consulting Editor, IANS; Ashutosh, Author, Political Analyst. I want to begin with the Congress spokesperson, Jyoti Kumar ji. Jyoti Kumar, where Bihar is concerned, Pashupati Paras, are the doors of the India alliance open for him, or not much draw, really wouldn't matter if he comes? So, not very keen.
See, like Mahagathbandhan, we like our alliance. We are very confident. We are confident about our alliance partners. We are only looking and trying to strengthen our voters. They should come for the Mahagathbandhan. We are not looking other side who is leaving the NDA, who is not leaving the NDA. When the Nitish Kumar left the Mahagathbandhan, then he's created lots of confusion in Bihar voters. So we are very confident and trying to get those faith and confidence in Mahagathbandhan, those people, and trying to, the way Rahul Gandhi visited Bihar twice, thrice, and the way Narendra Modi visited Betia, and the way he spoken there in Betia, people are very confused. If you see the BJP, when the Nitish Kumar was the chief minister and talking in the assembly, and the BJP MLA, she was talking, Bhagirathi, she was the MLA, okay. She's the MLA of Bharatiya Janata Party, and she was saying that Nitish Kumar, insulting women. Why? Because Nitish Kumar insulting and talking about the sexual relation with the men and women in the assembly.
All right, okay.
And
Jyoti Kumar,
the BJP,
right.
And the BJP. So we are only trying to, gather those.
The doors for Pashupati Paras are shut. You don't want him. Clearly, he's not much of a draw. So that's...
No. See, I told you, like, Congress party is not looking in that way. Who is leaving NDA and who is not leaving NDA? We are only talking with the welfare of the youth, Mahila, Kisan, and those people. And no, they are talking about... They are trying to...
But India is a...
So
but
we are
India
not
is
on that
of
line.
allies, no sir. So I should, okay. Of what you are saying, the doors for the India alliance shut where it comes down to Pashupati Paras. That's the question that I have asked.
I am saying India alliance is only trying to talk about the welfare of the
But you're not answering my question, sir. 3 times I've asked you the same question.
Yeah, because our line is different. Our line is not the Bharatiya Janata Party line.
Okay.
They are trying to give threat of the ED and CBI and trying to break
but
the...
Sir, okay, no, it's a very normal... Okay. Sir, you're not understanding. It's a very normal question to ask because he's been sidelined in the alliance.
Basically, you are not...
India is also...
is a different line.
Sir, calm down 1 minute. Sir, the fact is, it's a normal question to ask because he's been sidelined by the NDA. So therefore, are the doors open? Very normal question to ask. I get your point. Now, I just want to open up the debate, bringing in Tuhin Sinha, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, and both Ashutosh and Sanjay Singh who are with us. Tuhin Sinha, an interesting list, but I would reckon affecting a lot of changes. If you look at Delhi, 6 sitting MPs dropped out of 7. So is the BJP rattled when it comes down to that? Karnataka, about 20 names, about 7 to 8 dropped.
Good evening, Preeti. Good evening, everybody. Well, as of today, even before the announcement of the elections, the BJP has released 267 seats. The other parties have not released 1/3 that number. So clearly the BJP is, far from being rattled. I think it's super confident without being complacent. Now, when it comes to the entire list of 267, in total, only 21% of the total number of candidates have been replaced. Yes, in Delhi, there could be 6, but then, each state is different and local factors influence the decision. There are 6 CMs who have been fielded: Manohar Lal Khattar ji, Shivraj Chauhan ji, Trivendra Rawat, Basavaraj Bommai, Biplab Deb, and Mr. Sonowal. This clearly shows that in BJP, everybody is up for a responsibility, whatever the responsibility be. Compare it with the Congress party, where senior leaders are looking for excuses to bow out of the contest. Today, if Rahul Gandhi is so confident, why doesn't he assert his candidature from Amethi? So I think, the BJP is very confident when it comes to Aam Aadmi Party. Since you had asked about Delhi, we have seen how Somnath Bharti, one of the candidates, was his nomination was celebrated, or his announcement of his name was celebrated, and Aam Aadmi Party leaders beat him up in Karol Bagh market. So I don't think there is any competition between BJP and the other parties right now.
All right, okay. I just want to bring in Ashutosh and Sanjay Singh into this conversation. Ashutosh, we've spoken multiple times about it, but if you look at in terms of alliances being brokered, seat sharing, the BJP is seemingly quicker. It's happened in Bihar. Bihar was one state everyone said that the BJP will have a huge issue, but it seems to have been brokered. Even in Maharashtra, the BJP seemingly doing way better than the Vikas Aghadi. The Mahayuti at least has an idea of what the numbers will look like.
Preeti, I think Maharashtra, the India Alliance also had almost finalized. And that report has come almost a week back. They have not finalized yet. They have not made it public. That's a different thing altogether. And I think India Gathbandhan and NDA both are in the process of finalizing. It's like in Bihar. Like in Bihar, the BJP is trying to finalize the list, and because both the states, it's a very complicated alliance partners. Very, very complicated alliance partners. Look at a few months back. Nitish Kumar was with India Gathbandhan, and he was supposed to be the Sutradhar and everything. And suddenly he turned the table, and now he has joined BJP. And Chirag Paswan, who did not attend the Prime Minister's rally in Bihar, and suddenly he was hobnobbing with the Tejasvi Yadav. They were talking to each other, and the message was clear that if he's not given enough seats, then he might come to India Gathbandhan. So again, now Chirag Paswan has also been accommodated. Now the issue is that how many seats the BJP as a political party can give, and the Tejasvi Yadav RJD can give to their allies partners. So it's not an easy arithmetic for that simple reason, because there has to be some chemistry. Just because we have gathered so many political leaders and so many allies, that does not mean that you are going to win elections. So to create that kind of chemistry and bonds between the allies, it's not easy. And through that, even the India Gathbandhan is also going through that. And NDA is also going through that in Maharashtra and in Bihar.
But Ashutosh, yes, you don't think that the India Alliance is falling way behind right now? Honest opinion.
They are slow. There's no doubt about it. But the counter argument can be the BJP has to contest 543 seats along with the allies. Okay. The Congress, how many seats? The Congress is, I think, aiming at not more than 300 seats, maybe less than 300 seats. But yes, because the biggest challenge the Congress is facing in the North India, and by now they should have announced the candidates in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and other areas. That means there are the serious problems, and right. I appreciate the point that the BJP has fielded the senior leaders. And in Congress, the senior leaders are shirking the responsibility. They are not taking the responsibility. They are not. I can say that they are running away from the contest. That is for surety, and that has to be underlined.
Well, that is true, because ultimately it's the cadre that fights the election, and the only way to tell your cadre that they are valued is if the biggest players go out and fight the election, and that hasn't quite happened where the Congress is concerned. How are you going to actually motivate your cadre? But Sanjay Singh, if you're talking about narratives, who's ahead, can be a rhetorical question, but on the narrative of Parivarwad and Parivar, it's very interesting, because yes, the BJP is way ahead in announcing the list, and strangely, what one finds a little funny is because the BJP is taking on the Congress for actually going ahead and nominating candidates who have dynastic lineage. But the BJP itself, because if you look at it, Sanjay Singh, son of former Chief Minister Prem Kumar Dhumal, Anurag Thakur, former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, B.Y. Raghavendra, nephew of former MLA Ravi Subramaniam, Tejashwi Surya, son of former Minister Ved Prakash Goyal, Piyush Goyal, daughter-in-law of former Minister Eknath Khadse, Raksha Khadse, and there are at least 15 more names.
Priti, I think the concept of dynastic parivarvad and dynastic rule is somewhat different than being son or daughter of somebody and contesting an election and winning that election. Dynastic politics means actually if you are Lalu Yadav, your son Tejasvi Yadav or Tej Pratap Yadav or Misa Bharti, no matter what, they will be supremo of the party. If you are M. Karunanidhi, your son, M.K. Stalin, will be party supremo and his son would be the next heir. If you are, the list would go on from state to state. If you are in Congress party, if you are descendant of Gandhi family, then Rahul Gandhi, no matter how many failures he faced, he'll be party's de facto supremo, or the family would be de facto supremo. So therefore, the concept of dynastic politics has to be particularly defined as to what it actually means. You cannot eliminate each and everybody. If somebody has potential and can stand to the people and serve people, you simply cannot eliminate.
All right, with that thought, I want to bring in Tuhin Sinha back, and we'll go back to the Congress spokesperson and Ashutosh. Tuhin Sinha, let me add a few more names because it's interesting. Wife of former Minister Ratan Lal Kataria, Banto Kataria. Wife of MP Mohan Delkar, Kalaban Delkar. Daughter of MLA Vijay Gavit, Hina Gavit. Daughter-in-law of former Minister Arjun Tulsiram Pawar, Bharti Pawar. Son of former MP Tukaram Shringare, Sudhakar. Son of MP Sanjay Dhotre, Anup Dhotre. I can go on and on and on. Tuhin Sinha.
Sanjay ji tried to explain you the difference. Let me add to that. Let me, try and be a little more articulate and explain it more. By virtue in Congress, by virtue of your father holding a certain position, you naturally tend to believe that you are the incumbent waiting to assume that position. That is parivarvad. But, tomorrow if my son comes and tells me that he wants to join politics, will I stop him? I will not stop him, but I will tell him that you got to work hard and you got to come up the same way I came up. I think that is the difference, that distinction.
So, Tuhin Sinha, you're actually telling me this list of 14 that are read out, each and every a person who's been given the candidature has earned it?
Name by name. Let's start name by name. Anurag Thakur has
Let's begin. Okay. Ratan Lal Kataria, Banto Kataria. Wife of former Minister Banto Kataria has been given the ticket, sir.
No, let's go name by name. Work this way up, but since I am better acquainted with Anurag Thakur, let me explain you that from college days, forget his father being active, for the last 4 decades. He has worked his way up, through college politics. He was with BJYM. When you talk of Piyush Goyal, he has been active from 1989 at the ground level.
In that respect, as I bring in the Congress counterpart, Tuhin Sinha, then are you telling me that a Dipinder Hooda or a Gaurav Gogoi have not worked their way up?
No, the moment they entered politics, they were assumed to be, descendants, or they were assumed to be incumbents who to, occupy the same chair that their father was
Tuhin Sinha, the problem is if it is good for the goose, it has to be good for the gander. But that really is not being followed.
Tomorrow, I'm asking you that tomorrow, if your child tells you that, he wants to become a journalist, will you tell him or her no?
I would really hope you won't call it. I would really hope you won't call it parivarvad.
You will not tell India Today to give a job right away. Right? I mean, that's the difference over here.
Sir, the fact is, again, I'll ask that same question. Banto Kataria, how many elections has she fought? But all of that separate. Let's not get into it because it's a rhetorical debate. But let's cut across right now to Jyoti Kumar Singh and Ashutosh on this. Jyoti Kumar Singh, the question that has been raised by both Sanjay ji and Tuhin, there is an understanding, and it is true till a limit what they are saying. There is an understanding if there is a particular dynasty and there is a scion, that person will take over the party and the politics of it.
See, like the way Bharatiya Janata Party, they have interpretation and perception, it cannot be generalized for everyone. See, when they are talking about this dynasty politics, why they are not talking about Apna Dal? Why they are not talking about Ram Vilas Paswan? Why they are not talking about the Manji party in Bihar? Why they are not talking about the RLD, the Kisan farmers, so-called leader Ajit Singh's son? Why they are not talking all these people? And the other name you have already taken, so I don't want to waste on that. So what we are saying, this time we are going to fight the election on people understanding what BJP said and what they are doing, what BJP said and what they have performed. So we are talking our election in those issues. Apart from that point, Rahul Gandhi already made, and when I was talking with Rahul Gandhi, just think, 2004 to 14, he had a 100% chance. If he wanted to become a prime minister, who will stop him? Tell me, everything was there.
But Jyoti Kumar Singh, that's the problem. That is the problem, sir.
No, but
the sheer fact that you say who would have stopped him, because it's a bizarre statement to make. Ashutosh, this is the problem. And this is what does the Congress in. This is where the problem lies. It's understood that if he had wanted, he would have become the...
Let me complete. Let me complete my... No. You cannot snatch my words. Please. No. Let me complete. What I said, when he was talking with Rahul Gandhi, I said, we all UPA alliance, when we had a UPA alliance, we had a chance to... Rahul Gandhi had a chance to become a prime minister, but he has chosen to fight. He chosen to come on the street, but he didn't chosen the way Bharatiya Janata Party trying to...
Made your point. You've made your point. I want to bring in Ashutosh, and then I'll cut across to Tuhin Sinha later. Ashutosh, the problem is that somewhere down the line it's seen as a sacrifice by Sonia Gandhi, who did not take the position of the Prime Minister. Even today, no matter what anyone says, Mr. Kharge sitting in the CEC meetings cannot take the final call till the time Rahul Gandhi attends it, in the capacity of nothing more but an MP from Wayanad.
Preeti, you have to be a little bit sympathetic. Same logic is also applied towards the BJP. Can Mr. Nadda take a call without even contacting Amit Shah and Narendra Modi? Tell me, is it a fact or not? Can Nadda take... Forget about Nadda.
So you agree on the point of the Congress, Ashutosh ji?
No. I'm only saying the Congress is a good punching box. Everybody likes to punch Rahul Gandhi, but tell me, can JP Nadda take a single call? Forget about this. Could Bangaru Lakshman have taken a single call without talking to Lalkrishna Advani and Atal Bihari Vajpayee? So why point out Congress? There are the three things I want to say. First of all, the definition of dynasty by the BJP is like this. Ajit Pawar with Sharad Pawar is corrupt, but Ajit Pawar, when he moves to the BJP, he is not corrupt. It's as simple. Himanta Biswa Sarma with the Congress is corrupt. When he moves to the BJP, he is not corrupt. It's a similar definition. Second point. I can understand that Roger Binney has played from Ranji Trophy, from the first class to the Ranji Trophy Test Cricket World Cup, and then he became the BCCI president. How many matches Jai Shah has played? What is his credential as a cricketer, as a cricket administrator? Has he played a single match? No, he's there because of his father. Let's call a spade a spade. Third point. If I have to make a choice between authoritarianism and the dynastic democracy, I'll prefer dynastic democracy, because authoritarianism is killing democracy in this country. That's the fact.
Okay.
Dynastic democracy is not a perfect democracy.
Tuhin Sinha, you wanted to come in, sir, for a rebuttal. Go ahead.
Since questions have been asked...
Ashutosh ji, allow me to get in Tuhin Sinha. We're running out of time, sir. Go ahead, Tuhin Sinha.
Since questions have been asked with regard to our alliance partners, let me tell you that at this point, our vision is confined to our party. We would ideally appreciate, when we say good things about good things should be brought in politics. Obviously, that's a vision. And over a period of time, we do hope that other alliance partners and other parties, why only alliance partners? We hope that one day even Congress will realize the futility of Parivarwad and give it up. So if we are trying to bring a positive practice in politics, that should be appreciated rather than, be looked at with such cynicism. It certainly isn't double standards, because I can tell you even today, while you named certain leaders, I can tell you 10 leaders whose sons and daughters have nothing to do with politics. That includes, Prime Minister Modi, who doesn't have a family. That includes Nitin Gadkari ji. That includes Mansukh Mandavia ji. That includes Sonowal ji, who again doesn't have a family. That includes Himanta Biswa Sharma ji. So you can selectively cherry pick a few names, but there are 100 more names which have strictly, the family is not even involved in politics, even remotely.
All right, okay. Sanjay Singh, giving you the final word here. Interesting if you look at it, because the narrative can play both ways and it cuts both ways as well. But having said that, where the rhetoric concerned right now, in terms of candidate list, in terms of seat sharing arrangement, the BJP perception-wise ahead.
Clearly so, because the BJP is seen marshalling out troops, changing candidates, has courage and conviction to change candidates where I think a particular candidate is not going to do good in this particular constituency, even if somebody has served for past few terms. They are ready to face some kind of dissent from the people who have not been given ticket. But once you think that party has to interest of the party, and ground level workers, let me tell you, are generally very enthusiastic about such changes because they think it's not anything permanent for anybody. Tomorrow somebody else's chance can come. About the question that generally you target Rahul Gandhi, people won't target Rahul Gandhi if he had been Congress president. He is no longer Congress president. He is just a member of MP of the Congress party. And therefore, when you say that it's not comparable to say that JP Nadda cannot take decision without Prime Minister asking for Modi or Amit Shah. He is Prime Minister and his party is Prime Minister and leader of the nation, as also of the party. And so is Mr. Amit Shah. So therefore, those comparisons, I think, when you make those comparisons, there has to be a fair comparison.
All right. Away from, like I said, the rhetoric of Parivarwad, because whether one likes to cherry pick or not, it's both sides of the divide. The BJP is none the richer when Parivarwad comes into question. But in terms of fielding their big leaders, definitely the BJP has an edge because most Congress big leaders are shying off from a battle which they fear that they might lose. And that's not the way to fight elections. A quick break to stay with us. Up next, News Track.
Hostile submarines in the Indian Ocean, looking to probe India's maritime domain for years and encircle the subcontinent. Your work just got a whole lot more dangerous. Say hello to the Indian Navy's newest submarine hunters, the American-built MH-60R Seahawk helicopters that go by the moniker Romeo. With 6 delivered and 18 more to arrive in batches, these formidable naval helicopters enter formal service today as part of a brand new squadron. The INAS 334, the new home to the Indian Navy's newest teeth against the quietest, most insidious threat in the Indian Ocean. The helicopters, which began deliveries in July 2022, have already begun operations from their new home base in Kochi, Kerala, deployed on Indian Navy ships and aircraft carriers for missions they've been designed for, as a harmful deterrent to misadventures in the Indian Navy's area of responsibility, the entire Indian Ocean. The Indian Navy's version of the MH-60 Romeo comes formidably armed for all manner of targets. For submarine targets, the Indian Romeos carry Mark 54 torpedoes. For ship targets, the helicopters will soon be fitted with Kongsberg naval strike missiles and then possibly an Indian anti-ship missile. The helicopters also carry a load of AGM-114 Hellfire precision strike missiles for a variety of surface targets. And finally, the AP KWS laser-guided rocket system capable of pulverizing surface targets. The new helicopters fill an expanding gap in capability. The Indian Navy has not only been pressured by low submarine numbers, Its anti-submarine warfare seeking helicopters have hit the end of their life and have been badly in need of replacing. With 6 now and a final fleet of 24 Romeos over the next few years, the Indian Navy finally has a no-nonsense arsenal capable of giving Chinese submarines and other threats serious second thoughts. Bureau Report, India Today.
पता नहीं वो कौन लोग हैं, क्या हैं, सारी कानून व्यवस्था चरमरा जाएगी, चोरियां, डकैतियां, बलात्कार बढ़ेंगे हमारे देश के अंदर.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal predicting disruptive fallout of CAA, predicting flood of Pakistanis, rape, riots and dacoity.
बांग्लादेश से, पाकिस्तान से अगर झुग्गी लगा के आपके पता नहीं वो कौन लोग हैं, क्या हैं, सारी कानून व्यवस्था चरमरा जाएगी, चोरियां, डकैतियां, बलात्कार बढ़ेंगे हमारे देश के अंदर, पूरी कानून व्यवस्था, और पता नहीं कैसे कैसे लोग आएंगे वहां पे, सुरक्षा व्यवस्था, हमारे देश की सुरक्षा व्यवस्था का क्या होगा, चारों तरफ दंगे फैल जाएंगे. ये क्यों लाए हैं कानून?
Kejriwal's CAA rape analogy made the BJP see red. It launched a tirade asking Kejriwal to stop painting Hindu and Sikh migrants as criminals. The Sikh migrants who fled Taliban atrocities in Afghanistan and Pakistan were upset too. Sikh refugees asked Kejriwal not to tag them as rapists and asserted that they can die for dignity of women. Team India, however, has been relentlessly training guns on the centre, calling CAA an anti-Muslim law. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi too attacked CAA. Home Minister Amit Shah has rejected claims of bias and said India will not abandon persecuted minorities in its neighbourhood. Will the escalating CAA showdown dominate the political discourse in the run-up to 2024 polls? Bureau Report, India Today.
As you can see, the opposition is questioning this entire issue on timing. They say that an act which was passed by both houses of parliament in December 2019, for 4 years the government sits on it and then suddenly a few days before general elections are announced, notifies it. That this is being done purely with an eye on the election. It's a gimmick. It's not about actually empowering citizens, empowering illegal immigrants or refugees.
Rajiv, when they talk about December 2019, they make their claim itself ridiculous when they try to connect it with the elections. Was December 2019 was run up to the election? No, sir. It was finally notified in January 2020, just 6 months after the election. And subsequently 2 years have gone in COVID. And then the certain legal questions and other thing has to be settled down and the certain preparation has to be made. Now it is being done. And to my surprise, sir, it is the resolution of the various political parties. It was a resolution of Tarun Gogoi government in July 2014 urging the Modi government that they should provide citizenship to the, you know, what word? Hindu and Buddhist. And in 2015, Assam Congress Committee passed a resolution in favor that the minorities, and they mentioned the word Hindu, Sikh and Buddhist. I am unable to understand, sir. On 18th of December 2003, Dr. Manmohan Singh, as leader of the opposition, states on the floor of the House, referring to then Home Minister Shri L.K. Advani, that the Sikh and Hindus should be given the citizenship. And not only this, I would like to quote, in 2003, there was a committee set up for the Citizenship Amendment Act. You know who was the head of the committee? Shri Pranab Mukherjee. You know who was the member? Lalu Prasad Yadav, Kapil Sibbal, Janeshwar Mishra, and they have a given recommendation that the minorities of Pakistan and Bangladesh should be given citizenship. And on point number 9 of that committee, they have clearly mentioned and duly signed by all those that the majority community of these countries should not be given. So the problem is, today there is a crisis of credibility about the political leaders. And these leaders create this situation कि अब लोगों के दिमाग में आता है कि नेता कहते कुछ और करते कुछ है.
I'm taking the same stand that I took in Parliament, both when they introduced the bill and when the debate on the bill happened in the Lok Sabha. And I can tell you, I consider this morally and constitutionally wrong. This is the first time that into the principle of citizenship, you are finding a law being brought in that actually discriminates by excluding people of one particular faith.
देखिए, मुझे लगता है कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि वो कानून से और भारत के संविधान से ऊपर है. हम लोग संविधान से चलने वाले, संविधान से देश को चलाने वाले लोग हैं. हमारे लिए संविधान सर्वोपरि. पार्लियामेंट ने जिस कानून को पास किया उसको अक्षरशः लागू करना, इन लेटर एंड स्पिरिट लागू करना, वो हमने संकल्प लिया था, करके दिखाया है. और ये 70 साल तक कोई नहीं कर पाया. नेहरू जी के दिए हुए जख्म जिसके कारण 45,000 लोगों की हत्याएं हुई जम्मू कश्मीर में, कांग्रेस दोषी है उसके लिए, नेहरू जी दोषी. उसको सुधारने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार ने किया. आज कश्मीर में देखिए जी, क्या जागरूकता लोगों में आई है, क्या समृद्धि संपन्नता आई, खुशहाली आ रही है. सीए के आने से उन लोगों के जीवन में बदलाव आएगा जिनको नागरिकता लेने के लिए 70 साल इंतजार करना पड़ा.
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies.
Co-presented by Century Laminates by Manish Malhotra, Fashion for your furniture.
Co-presented by Macho Hint, बड़े आराम से.
Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com, हर family होगी insured. No stress, Phenolix.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah today led the government charge defending the Citizenship Amendment Act, accusing the opposition of spreading blatant lies for vote bank appeasement politics. He singled out chief ministers both of Bengal and Delhi and insisted states cannot block CEA. Citizenship laws are governed by the centre.
Modi government versus opposition CAA showdown. Home Minister calls out fear-mongering.
दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अपने भ्रष्टाचार के उजागर होने से अपना आपा खो बैठे. उनको मालूम नहीं है कि ये सारे लोग आ चुके हैं, आज भारत में ही रह रहे हैं. सिर्फ इनको अधिकार नहीं मिला है, वो अधिकार देने की बात है.
Shah slams Mamta, Kejriwal, Uddhav and Stalin. Says states can't block CAA.
संसद ने नागरिकता के बारे में कानून बनाने का अधिकार केवल और केवल भारत की संसद को दिया गया है. एक केंद्र का विषय है, केंद्र और राज्यों का साझा विषय नहीं है.
Biggest counter to anti-CAA narrative. Big focus on Newstrack.
Hindu refugees from Pakistan protested outside Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence, saying they were neither rapists nor robbers. Bhavani Devi, for example, a refugee from Sindh in Pakistan, said they were forced to live lives as virtually as slaves in Pakistan and now had a chance at a decent life in India, but were being denied the same by some opposition leaders. So who is playing vote bank politics over CAA? Government, opposition, or both? We debate. I'm Gaurav Sawant as always. Let's get started with the headlines. One Nation, One Poll panel headed by former President Ramnath Kovind submits its recommendations. 3-tier simultaneous elections suggested to ease burden on economy. Amit Shah hails it as a historic day for democratic process. President appoints 2 new election commissioners. Prime Minister Narendra Modi led panel names Gyanesh Kumar and Sukhbir Sandhu. Congress MP Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary lashes out at the selection process, asks why the Chief Justice of India was not present. Team India allies left and Congress at war again. Kerala Chief Minister lashes out at Rahul Gandhi, questions the Congress MP's silence on the Citizenship Amendment Act. Big fallout of BJP's Karnataka list. The axed Mysuru MP Pratap Simha taunts his replacement, royal sign Yaduvir. Ishwarappa claims Yadurappa denied ticket to his son. Go back protests erupt against Shobha Karanlaje. US passes the landmark bill that could ban TikTok, gives social media giants Chinese parent company 6 months to sell its controlling stake or be blocked. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today launched a frontal attack on opposition leaders, accusing them of playing vote bank politics and lies on contentious Citizenship Amendment Act. The Home Minister insisted no Indian citizen would lose citizenship with CA implementation. He accused opposition of fear-mongering for vote bank politics. Amit Shah insisted CA would neither be taken back nor opposition could block it in states. He insisted opposition chief ministers would fall in line after elections. Our political bureau with our top story tonight.
भारत की नागरिकता सुनिश्चित करना ये भारत का विषय है।
Home Minister Amit Shah's big CAA defense.
नागरिकता के बारे में कानून बनाने का अधिकार केवल और केवल भारत की संसद को दिया गया है। एक केंद्र का विषय है, केंद्र और राज्यों का साझा विषय नहीं है।
And a roaring answer to the opposition parties. Yet again, Shah made it clear that the Citizenship Amendment Act is here to stay.
सीए का कानून कभी वापस नहीं जाएगा और भारत की नागरिकता सुनिश्चित करना ये भारत का विषय है, भारत की संप्रभुता का निर्णय है। इसके साथ हम कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकते।
Stressing that the CAA is not against Muslims, Home Minister Shah said it gives refuge to minorities facing atrocities by Islamists in Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. Shah accused the opposition of spreading politics of lies.
क्राइटेरिया ये बना है कि जिस पर धार्मिक प्रताड़ना होती है इसको देंगे
और अगर वो मुसलमान
और भारत के पुराने हिस्से से मुसलमानों पर इसलिए धार्मिक प्रताड़ना नहीं हो सकती कि तीनों देश घोषित इस्लामी स्टेट है।
The Home Minister tore into the opposition for targeting CAA.
दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अपने भ्रष्टाचार के उजागर होने से अपना आपा खो बैठे हैं। 2014 तक जो आ गए इनको नागरिकता देनी है और इतनी ही चिंता है तो वो क्यों बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठियों की बात नहीं करते हैं, रोहिंग्यास का विरोध क्यों नहीं करते हैं? क्योंकि वो वोट बैंक की पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं। बांग्लादेश से जो बंगाली हिंदू आए हैं इनको नागरिकता देने के लिए एक कानून है। ममता जी को मैं खुली चुनौती देता हूं, इस कानून की धारा में से किसी की नागरिकता छीनने की एक धारा वो बता दे सार्वजनिक रूप से। वो खौफ पैदा कर रही है, हिंदू और मुसलमानों के बीच में विखवाद कराना चाहती है।
But opposition continue to train guns on center, calling CAA a BJP poll gimmick which will only help Pakistanis.
पूरा देश मिलके, सारी सरकारें मिलके अपने देश के बच्चों को रोजगार देने में असमर्थ हैं। जो इतनी भारी संख्या में बाहर से आप पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश के लोगों को हमारे देश में लाके बसाना चाहते हो, उनको नौकरियां कहां से दोगे? उनके लिए नौकरियां कहां से आएंगी?
Mr. Amit Shah's experiment of cheating the people of Bengal, cheating the people of Assam is not going to work. People of Assam and Bengal are going to punish Mr. Amit Shah and the whole BJP party itself, which is hell-bent to divide India on religious lines.
Mr. Amit Shah, how long will you continue with this Ghuspetia rhetoric and Ghuspetia politics? Will religion decide who is an infiltrator and who is a refugee? If religion will decide, then who is playing vote bank politics, Mr. Amit Shah? Us or you?
The day saw Pakistani Hindu refugees staging protest at residence of Kejriwal, slamming him for terming them rapists and thieves.
पाकिस्तान से आए थे, हम 2013 में आए थे। हाँ, तो हमारी इनसे यही एक शिकायत है कि ये हिंदू भाई हो के हमारा विरोध क्या करते हैं।
हमने हमारा परिवार छोड़ा, घर छोड़ा, मकान छोड़ा, हमने आए हमारे मुल्क, हमने देश छोड़ा, हम रहना चाहते, हिंदुस्तान में रहना चाहते।
The citizenship law is certainly going to be the simmering issue in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections. Bureau Report, India Today.
The opposition has repeatedly called the Citizenship Amendment Act anti-Muslim. Opposition says CA will reduce Muslims to be second-rate citizens of India. Delhi Chief Minister says there will be a spike in rapes, robberies and jobs meant for Indians will be taken away by 1.5 crore refugees coming to India. Now, is this fear-mongering? Or is there merit in the Home Minister accusing the opposition of spreading canards and fear? Joining me on the special broadcast, Shehzad Poonawala is the spokesperson of the BJP. Tehseen Poonawala is an analyst. He'll also give us the opposition Congress perspective. Raghav Avasthi is a lawyer and activist. Syed Asad Abbas joins us as a political analyst. But Tehseen Poonawala, if I could begin with you, sir. Amit Shah accuses the opposition of fear-mongering on CAA. Amit Shah has set the record straight. He said no Muslim should fear CAA, no citizenship is being taken away. The Home Minister on record saying this, sir. Mr. Tehseen Poonawala, can you hear me, sir?
Is that question to me or to Tehseen?
Tehseen Poonawala.
I can hear you very clearly. Can you? I can hear you clearly, and I hope my answers come.
Go on, sir.
Should audio make check?
Go on.
Can you hear me, Gaurav?
Yes, loud and clear. Go on.
Thank you. Gaurav, at the onset, I want to make it clear to your viewers, via you, that I have challenged CA in the Honourable Supreme Court of India, and I am one of the petitioners in it. I do agree with what the Honourable Home Minister told Smita Prakash ji today, that the CA does not affect Muslims, it does not take away the citizenship of Muslims, and Muslims have nothing to fear about the CA. I completely agree with that, and I'm livid that people like Arvind Kejriwal ji or OAC are making this a communal issue. That's ridiculous and stupid. But let me come to why I am opposed to CA. One, Gaurav, you will bear with me, as the Honourable Home Minister told Smita ji, the cut-off date is 31st December 2014. Now, Gaurav, if you just look at the citizenship rights that the Union government has to give citizens, those refugees who are persecuted in Pakistan and have come to India can anyways get a citizenship next year. The government was not serious about giving them citizenship. If it wanted to expedite it, when 2019 CAA was passed and I challenged it, they should have framed the rules and given them citizenship. They didn't do that. They wasted 5 years, and now the government is also benefiting the BJP with this polarization and this misinformation. Point number two. So what I've challenged is this arbitrary date of 31st December 2014. Secondly, there should be a basis on why citizenship is given to people of certain countries. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh makes no sense. Pakistan and Bangladesh were a part of India, but if we have to give persecuted Hindus or other religions from these countries citizenship, why not Myanmar persecuted Rohingya Hindus who have come from Myanmar, which was a part of India and undivided India? Why Afghanistan Afghanistan, which was not a part of undivided India. And if you have to include Afghanistan, then why not today when Taliban has taken on Afghanistan and people are suffering in Afghanistan? If it's only about Islamic countries, then why not Maldives, which is a maritime neighbor of ours, where Hindus are also persecuted? There you've again brought in the break in the rules out there, and the rules don't align completely. The third and most important point that I want to make: ultimately, the union government has the power to give anyone citizenship. And the Article 6 of the Indian Constitution is specifically specified after the Nehru-Liaquat Pact, by the way, against which Shyama Prasad Mukherjee resigned and said that this is unacceptable, refugees are coming into India. The Article 6 says the union government has absolute powers to give any person born in undivided India or born to parents in undivided India citizenship at any given point of time. Why didn't you just use that act and give these 10-15,000 people citizenship? The fact
So
is,
you're saying that the figure
is violative of Article 14, Article 25 of the
Are
Indian
you saying that it's not that 1.5 crore that Arvind Kejriwal talks of? Is that fear-mongering?
Arvind Kejriwal has no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, let me
No,
also
he has
bring
no
in
idea and he'll
Shehzad
weaken my
Poonawala.
case. He has no idea what he's talking about. He'll weaken my case.
Okay, Shehzad
But the
Poonawala
government is doing this for politics, because if they cared about these people, their living standards are so bad right now, Gaurav. No one on this panel has gone to see them except Tehseen.
No,
I
so have
worked
I.
with these
We have
refugees.
reported from their camps, and we've reported from their camps and very extensively.
Yes, you have,
and
Gaurav.
we've
That's why
spoken.
I'm sharing it with you.
Yes, and we've spoken to them even today. But Shehzad Poonawala, the opposition also says that the government is being too clever by half. They talk about CA but not about NRC. That the opposition says when you read CA with NRC, whenever it comes, Muslims will be reduced to being second-class citizens of India, sir.
Okay, first of all, Ram Ram, and in the Pavan month of Ramzan, let me start by unpacking what official Congress says, and then let me come to unpacking what unofficial Congress says. Because official and unofficial Congress speak in two different languages. First, as far as official Congress says it's anti-Muslim. By the way, this was proposed by Mahatma Gandhi during independence. The official Congress says this is discriminatory. 2003, it was Manmohan Singh who pleaded for such a law. The official Congress says that look at the timing. You had 70 years to do it, but you did not do. You kept sitting pretty. Even though in UPA era, the similar law was brought for 2 years. And now I come to the unofficial Congress and their version. Dear unofficial Congress on the panel, when your own government was in power, it came up with a report, and I'm quoting from the report. Please listen to the first paragraph of the report, headed by Pranab Mukherjee and Kapil Sibbal, who is a lawyer for this unofficial Congress in many cases. Indian citizenship should be granted to Bangladeshi and Pakistani minority refugees. National ID cards should also be given to them. This is official Congress. I'm telling this to unofficial Congress. At that time, wasn't it discriminatory to the other sections you're talking about? By the way, to unofficial Congress, official Congress in 1990 had an arrangement only for Tamilians from Sri Lanka. Was it discriminatory to other countries in the neighborhood of India? Official Congress during the 1950s had a special arrangement for the Nepalis. Was it discriminatory towards other nations? By the way, this is an arrangement not at the cost of anybody, but a special preference which has been given during Indiraji's tenure and during Nehruji's tenure, as is allowed under the Citizenship Act for limited period, for a limited purpose of religious persecution. But unofficial Congress will sit here and talk about sectarian discrimination or other kinds of discrimination and try to stir the pot with religious discrimination, which is happening specifically in 3 countries which have an Islamist declared agenda since their inception, unlike Maldives, which has become an Islamist republic from 2008 onwards. By the way, in 2008, official Congress was in power and they didn't feel the need of including this provision even while they were implementing the CA version in a mini way in 2 years or 3 years or 2 years or 3 years in different spurts. So forget official and unofficial Congress. Let's come to the Aam Aadmi Party, which official and unofficial Congress both are panning.
Okay, so I'll come to Aam Aadmi Party in just a moment.
Are saying कि रोजगार का क्या होगा? Just 10 seconds, just 10 seconds. Okay. Gaurav, just 10 seconds. I swear I will finish by 10 seconds. 10 seconds, I request you. Gaurav ji, इनको रोजगार की इतनी चिंता है कि ये पाकिस्तानी हिंदू सिख जिनके ऊपर कोई रेप का कोई क्रिमिनल एंटीसीडेंट्स का मामला आज तक नहीं है, पर रोहिंग्या जिसको भारत सरकार ने नेशनल सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट डिक्लेयर किया है, जिसको हम जानते हैं कि उनके आतंकी लिंक है, उनको बसाने का काम कौन कर रहा था? ये है अमानतुल्लाह खान, ऑफिशियल एमएलए ऑफ आम आदमी पार्टी। तो मैं पूछना चाहता हूं ऑफिशियल एंड अनऑफिशियल कांग्रेस और ऑफिशियल एमएलए एंड अनऑफिशियल आम आदमी पार्टी स्पोक्सपर्सन से कि रोहिंग्या आपके दामाद है क्या? रोहिंग्या को बसाएंगे और पाकिस्तानी सिखों को और पाकिस्तानी हिंदुओं को गाली देंगे और पाकिस्तान को क्लीन चिट देंगे। आई आस्क माय फ्रेंड्स एंड ब्रदर्स इन पंजाब, they are abusing your Sikh brethren who are facing persecution. I ask my Jain brothers and sisters, they are abusing your Jain brethren who are facing persecution. I ask my Christian brothers and sisters, they are abusing your Christian brethren who are facing persecution.
You must
look at their faces and identify them, official and unofficial.
And Sayyid Asad Abbas, just today we were speaking to Bhavani Devi. She was protesting outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence just this morning. She's a Hindu refugee from Sindh in Pakistan. She's neither a rapist nor a robber. She's lived like a slave, like a second-class citizen in Pakistan. Finally, she ran away. She's living in India. If she has an opportunity to restart her life, for her children to have a better future, is opposition in our country denying Hindu refugees a life with dignity in India?
Gaurav, quickly let me come to my dear friend Shehzad, BJP spokesperson. He's mentioned many dualities here. I'm sure the audience is quite confused with official and unofficial.
No, I've asked you a very specific question. No, I'm sorry. First answer that specific question. Does Bhavani Devi have a right to live with dignity in India? मैं आपको भी उतना ही समय दूंगा, लेकिन पहले आप मेरे प्रश्न का उत्तर दीजिए। मेरे प्रश्न का उत्तर दीजिए। भवानी देवी को अधिकार है ऑनर और डिग्निटी के साथ भारत में रहने का, या भारत में हिंदुओं को उस डिग्निटी के साथ रहने का अधिकार नहीं है?
तो सुन लीजिए, कान खोलकर सुन लीजिए जनाब गौरव साहब, भवानी देवी हो या शीला देवी हो या कोई भी हो, हर एक को, हर सबको बिल्कुल हक है हिंदुस्तान जैसे पावन धरती पे रहने का। Now coming straight to Shehzad. Shehzad speaks of official and unofficial. Respected sir, you won't have had all this conversation or this confusion had you only read the official constitution of India, enshrined in the principle which speaks of secularism. How is it, sir? How does a religion become a card or a test or a participle for you to give citizenship to anybody in the country? Very selectively, you choose Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, but you very conveniently leave out our Tamil brothers who are being persecuted in Sri Lanka. You leave out our Rohingya Hindu brothers in Myanmar. I ask you, sir, that question. And very selectively, you use 2014 as the year. But what after 2014, what happens to them? Why is your law, rules, amendments so selective on the front? Would you not answer to those? Would you not give an answer? कृपया करके सर आप ऑफिशियल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एक बार पढ़ लीजिए, आर्टिकल 14.
Okay, I'll get Shehzad to respond to that, but Raghav Avasthi also has his hand up. Raghav Avasthi, the question that's repeatedly being raised, we're a secular country, why make laws with religion as basis? Why leave, for example, persecuted Muslims out of this law to get citizenship in India? That's the question the opposition is asking.
Gaurav, I'm really glad that this question is being asked. So as far as secularism is concerned, there is absolutely no question that it is part and parcel of the basic structure of our constitution. Having said that, the constitution under Article 14 does permit classification if it is based on an intelligible differentia, and then that intelligible differentia has to have a rational nexus with the object of the legislation. The object of the legislation in the present case is to make certain take certain ameliorative steps for Hindus, for minorities in these three neighboring countries, that is Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan. So as long as there is an intelligible differentia, which is that there are minorities in these countries that are avowed Islamic states, and there is a rational nexus, then this law will pass the scrutiny of the test that has been prescribed under Article 14.
Okay.
Now, if we actually look at the percentage of the minorities in all of these countries, it has gone down for the last 75 years. That is an empirically verifiable fact. Nobody can deny it. That is the first thing. The second thing is that even if there is somebody who's a Muslim from these countries who wants to come to India, like Adnan Sami wants to come to India, then the normal procedure would be applicable to him or her. just like the normal procedure would be applicable to a Hindu and a Muslim, who both of them who might want to come from Pakistan to India after 2014. So we have to also distinguish between two concepts here. One is refuge and the other is citizenship. If you're oppressed in your country, then let me complete, Gaurav. Let me complete. If I'm oppressed in my country, I have the right to seek refuge, although India might not be a signatory to any refugee convention. But it does not mean that I automatically get the right to citizenship. So refuge and citizenship are two completely different concepts, and this act per se applies only to people who've been already here since 2014.
Okay.
Before 2014. That is the cutoff date.
That cutoff date, Shehzad Poonawalla, the point both Tehseen Poonawalla and Syed Asad Abbas raised, why this artificial cutoff date of December 31, 2014? Why not even now?
Let me address that question. First of all, Gaurav, you know, at the beginning of this debate, you played the bites of Mr. Kejriwal, who said, "Ye laane wale hai, ye la rahe hain," which means he is against the fact that anybody, even before 2014, should be given the citizenship. And here you have two people who are allegedly arguing on their side, but are saying get them even after 2014. So what is their stand? Are you saying that you should continue to bring those who are seemingly now persecuted even now? Or are you saying that जो लाए हैं 2014 की cutoff date से पहले वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा है? Please, one at a time. Don't shout, don't scream. This is Gaurav's show. We can have a sane conversation. So first of all, what is their position? Is Arvind Kejriwal right? Official? और इज अनऑफिशियल राइट कि अभी जो है उनको क्यों नहीं ला रहे ना अभी जो है उनको क्यों नहीं ला रहे उसका भी मैं जवाब देता हूं दिस इज नॉट एन आर्टिफिशियल कट ऑफ डेट गौरव सावंत दिस इज अ डेट डिस्कस्ड एंड डिसाइडेड अपॉन बाय the sovereign, the Parliament of India. The Parliament of India, in its wisdom, has decided that now the law which we were supposed to bring decades ago, as advocated by Mahatma Gandhi and as advocated by the Parliamentary Committee, which also talks about having a specific window and a specific criteria, that has been put in place. If there is a further need tomorrow, Parliament is well within its wisdom to come and deliberate upon the matter, and I would suggest that the remaining few MPs of the Congress who might or may get elected, AAP will have none, they must go and suggest that if they want still more people to be brought in, they must suggest for an extension in the cutoff date. But that's a future thing for Parliament to deliberate upon. Okay. But I have something more important to ask, and this is the hypocrisy that needs to be pointed out politically. On the one hand, this is the brigade which will sit on your 9 PM debates and say Islamophobia देखो ये Indian Muslim यहाँ जी नहीं सकता और इनको अफगानिस्तान का मुस्लिम इधर लाना है पाकिस्तान का मुस्लिम इधर लाना है क्या पाकिस्तान का मुस्लिम पाकिस्तान में रिलीजियस बेसिस पे डिस्क्रिमिनेट हो रहा है क्या नाउ दे विल कम अप विद अहमदिया एग्जांपल अहमदिया इज हैविंग सेक्टेरियन डिस्क्रिमिनेशन बाय द वे and secondly please tell me that who will be discriminated on religious basis in Afghanistan or in Pakistan or in Bangladesh it will be the non-Muslims so for that an arrangement has been made if this is discriminatory and communal why is Uddhav Sena supporting it he's your ally why has it been proposed by Congress party इसीलिए थोड़ा logic से बोले
Tehseen Poonawalla, the Home Minister also made it very clear. Okay, yeah, Muslims carved a country for themselves in 1947. They took Pakistan at the time of they said they want their Nizam-e-Mustafa, they want their Pakistan, they have their Pakistan. But why are Indian Muslims now saying Muslims ko bhi yahan par Pakistani Muslims ko bhi accelerated citizenship though? Tehseen?
No, that's a let me just first thank you Gaurav. Let me just get all the facts out. The BJP spokesperson refused to answer my question and your question that why or not if 2014 is the cutoff date in 2025 anyways they would have got citizenship because the 11-year waiting period. He refused to answer the question of what they've done. Now let me expose him further out here rather than wasting time on the language that he was using about damad and official unofficial. Do you know Gaurav I know you've read the law, so has Raghav, for whom I have a lot of respect. The law nowhere says, neither in the law or in the rules, persecuted religious persecution. The word isn't there. Sure, it's in the intent that was passed in Parliament. The law itself and the rules do not say religious persecution. How are you going to prove religious persecution? Please understand, Gaurav, somebody who's fled from, say, Bangladesh, Afghanistan or Pakistan, they've somehow managed to make some ID because they fled here. How is somebody who's genuinely persecuted religiously, how are they going to make identities? They'll have no identity, they'll have no I card. Then he used the word damad, presumably for the Rohingyas who are basically suffering, whether Muslims or Hindus, saying a Rohingya ko damad bana kar yahan rakhna chahte. No sir. Gaurav, let me take you and the India Today report. Tushar Mehta said this in the Supreme Court If there is criminal antecedents, we will deport them. But we have given them the United Nations Human Rights Card. This is Tushar Mehta. Tushar Mehta is whose damad? Is he a damad? What kind of language are you using on the show? Because you can't answer questions. If you cared about these people, for 10 years, Gaurav's covered them. Why didn't you make their lives better by giving them facilities? You refuse to do that. The only reason this entire debate, the BJP keeps harping upon Muslims, is because it wants to polarize. One last thing. If you are so concerned about human rights, I'm ending it here, Gaurav. Why doesn't just one second, Gaurav, I'm ending. Yes. I'm ending. I just have one line. If he was so concerned, if the BJP was so concerned about human rights, which I hope they are, why didn't they add atheists? Atheists are religiously persecuted in Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Pakistan. Why didn't you add atheists? Atheists like me who would be killed there? Look, don't come here and make this Hindu-Muslim. You have failed the constitution. You failed the Hindus. You failed everybody who's come here for persecution. And you sit on national TV and you call them Dama. That's not acceptable, sir.
Okay, quickly, Shehzad Poonawala, to rebut, you wanted to come in, before then I bring in Raghav Avasthi. Go on, Shehzad.
Tehseen Poonawala, and I hope he won't interrupt me, should have shown half the damn outrage he shows right now when Arvind Kejriwal labelled all the Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, Buddhists, Jains, the most peaceful communities, as rapists and chores. Did he show the same aggression? No. And I will call Rohingyas what they ought to be called, because my government of India has declared them as a national security threat. Therefore, you understand this. Yes, as an obligation under United Nations, they must have been given a card, but that is what it ends at. But the Aam Aadmi Party government, which talks about resources being given to Pakistani Hindus, are the one who are providing rations to them, and they said this in the High Court. But Tehseen Poonawala, you don't have the gumption to call that out, because you will come here and take a different stand. And having said that, you said the last 5 years have been wasted. Tehseen Poonawala, was COVID a choosing of ours? COVID happened even when COVID happened. Please go and see the news reports. The FRRO arrangement of giving long-term visas to those who were already here under the because of the religious persecution on long-term visas, they were here. They were given extensions, and this was done multiple amounts of times. So therefore, there was no injustice meted out to them in the last 5 years. In fact, they were given this provision. Now they have been given a full-fledged measure of taking citizenship. And I come back again, Tehseen Poonawala. If you felt all of these arrangements are bad, then why is it that the UPA government did not follow the advice you are giving on Gaurav Sawant's show?
I'll get Tehseen to respond to that. Yeah, I will, but I want to bring in Raghav Avasthi. Raghav Avasthi, even if we buy this argument that Hindu Dharm or Sikhi or Jain Dharm and Bodh Dharm, they originated in this land. An exception is also being made for Parsis and Christians. If an exception is being made for Parsis and Christians, the opposition asks, why leave Muslims out? Is this singling out the Muslims to other the Muslims?
That's not the case at all. If you look at the Constitution of Pakistan, for example, under the Constitution of Pakistan, if you're not a Muslim, or for that matter, even if you're an Ahmadi, you cannot aspire to certain constitutional posts. The Constitution of Bangladesh is slightly different, of course, in as much as it just prescribes Islam as the state religion. And Hindus can, of course, rise much further than they can in Pakistan. And on the other hand, like if you come to Afghanistan, you don't even know if there is a constitution or a functioning government. So there is definitely a rational nexus which is there, and there is an intelligible differentiator. As far as my good friend Tehseen is concerned, I have the utmost respect for him. I would like to make a suggestion. The Supreme Court in that independent thought case had actually read down the age of consent from 18 to 16. So there is, of course, a precedent. He can petition the Supreme Court, or maybe he can amend his petition to make sure that the cutoff date is not 2014, it is 2023. He can do that very well. So instead of pointing fingers now, it is much better to amend his petition and gun for that in the Supreme Court. Similarly, he can also ask for another reading down of the act whereby atheists can be included. But I really don't understand the point of batting for a Pakistani or an Afghan or Bangladeshi Muslim who is in any case not eligible to get citizenship through the normal course. And in any case, if you are religiously oppressed, if you're, let me complete. If you're a Shia, let me complete. If you're a Shia or any other persecuted religious minority in Pakistan, of course, you can apply for asylum. But asylum doesn't have to equal citizenship. For example, Alexei Navalny was staying in Germany. Before, of course, he went to Russia and then he was incarcerated and then killed in prison. But he didn't want to become a German citizen. So if you want to apply for asylum, it doesn't mean that you want to become also a citizen and then participate in a political process. That's my limited point.
Fair enough, and let me get Syed Asad Abbas to respond to that. Why are some Indian Muslims seeking this same privilege, the accelerated citizenship for Pakistani Muslims or Afghan Muslims or Bangladeshi Muslims or even Rohingyas? In case they are persecuted, they can come here as refugees. Why should, some here want them to become Indian citizens?
Why not, sir? Why not? When
because
there's persecution
the point
happening,
that was being made, the point that was being made earlier, that there are 4 religions that have originated in this land: Hinduism, Sikhi, Buddhism, Jainism. So where will these people go? They will come to India, and this is their natural country. But for Rohingyas, this is not their natural country. For Pakistani Muslims or Afghan Muslims, India is not their natural country.
So
why should Indian Muslims bat for them?
Is it mentioned in the Citizenship Amendment Bill anywhere that it is only for the national country? How does Christianity become a national country here in India? How is India a national country for Parsis? So that's a flawed argument, sir. And my friend Raghav, you need to read the Constitution of Pakistan, sir. Pakistan is a theocracy. It has no place for secular. India is a democracy. It is a secular, democratic, sovereign, socialistic republic. So
not for Pakistani Muslims, not for Afghan Muslims.
Also, Gaurav Sahab, we need to understand, there is no mention. What about those prosecuted on sexual orientation? What about them? Nothing. What about atheists, agnostics? What about apostates, heretics? Nothing for them. Why so selective on the religion end? Why not give it on the basis of humanitarian grounds? Why do you need to bring in? What about, we speak of article, so on and so forth. Nothing for them. Nothing for those who are persecuted on other grounds. Why so selective is my question.
Sir, उनको refugee बनाकर ले भी ले अगर उनके अधिकार बनते हैं, उनको citizen क्यों बनाना है? Is the point that Raghav Awasthi was raising. But Shehzad Poonawala wants to come in. Go on, sir.
Let me answer this, and I hope I will be able to make some sense. Again, Gaurav, very slowly. In the 1990s, we only invited Tamilians persecuted in Sri Lanka on a linguistic basis in their country. Were we being unfair to the differently oriented people in Sri Lanka? Were we being unjust to say the other people who are being persecuted in various parts around India, around the neighborhood of India? No, there was a specific reason and a specific cause. Similarly, now to say this is actually beimani when the idea is to now redress a problem that Mahatma Gandhi identified, Congress leaders identified, of religious persecution in Islamist theocratic states which have been part of Akhand Bharat. Now you say, but why not the sexual orientation? Sir, they are entitled to come to India through the Citizenship Act. The Citizenship Amendment Act is, I'll tell you for whom. It is for those people who, despite severe religious persecution to the extent that they were 23% at one time and now at 2%, have still kept their dharma with them, and they have said, I don't want my property, sampatti, I am ready to leave everything but not my dharma. India owes a civilizational duty towards them. We don't owe a civilizational duty to somebody who's a gay in Pakistan, that, oh, because you're gay in Pakistan and you're being persecuted, therefore you become an Indian citizen. But we do owe a civilizational duty to every Hindu who could not come at that time, because the Indian leaders at that time told him, tum jahan ho wahan raho, hum aapko yahan surakshit laenge. This was the guarantee of Mahatma Gandhi. This was the guarantee of Sardar Patel. It was the guarantee of Nehruji. Nehruji did not guarantee to sexually oriented people of Pakistan that gays jo wahan par hai, kisi din hum aapko idhar laenge aur nagrik banayenge. Nehruji said कि अगर आप वहां पर हिंदू है और यहां पर नहीं आ पा रहे सैतालीस में, हम आपको गारंटी दे रहे हैं लेकर आएंगे यहां पर. Please.
Sir, it's not just gay. You need to have a better vocabulary for that. It's LGBTQIA+. So therefore, it's not restrained to one. Second point, sir, you also need to understand.
You add whatever alphabets you want to them. It doesn't change the truth.
Targeting one. Just increase a bit of your knowledge, sir. Kindly be more sensitive towards the topic and issue here.
I am sorry, I don't have as much information about sexual orientation as you have.
Why is it
I am probably less competent at knowing that. You are more.
Why are you
so sir, let's stay on the substantive issue of the Citizenship Amendment Act.
Can I come in, Gaurav, after Mr. Abbas?
Yes, because I also want to raise that issue. I also want to raise the issue of why not Rohingyas? Because Rohingyas are being persecuted on the basis of their religion. Why is it that if Muslims are being persecuted, why are they not being helped? And the point, Raghav Awasthi, that several opposition leaders, including from the TMC, they've raised this point. That is it the religion that decides whether you're a refugee or an infiltrator? whether from Bangladesh? If it's a Bangladeshi Muslim, it's an infiltrator. If it's a Bangladeshi Hindu, then it's a refugee.
This is a very good question, and I would really like to first lay out the legal position as it stands. India is not signatory to any refugee convention. That is the first thing. So as of now, there is nothing in our domestic law which governs how we deal with refugees. Of course, we deal with each and every application on a case-to-case basis, right? That is one thing. Secondly, this act as it stands, it has absolutely nothing to do with Rohingyas. It doesn't even mention Rohingyas. It is like saying that you take the Indian Penal Code and say, why is it that it does not talk about contracts? And if we look at the statement of objects and reasons of the act, it says that the constitutions of Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh provide for a specific state religion. As a result, many persons belonging to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi, Christian communities have faced persecution on grounds of religion in those countries. So this act pertains to Gaurav only these countries.
Okay.
It doesn't have anything to do with Myanmar or any other country.
Okay.
So why
let me address this, Gaurav, 10 seconds.
Rohingyas in any case can get refuge. If at all they want, we can deal with it on a case-to-case basis.
Fair enough. Before I bring in Shehzad, Tehseen Punawala, Merit in the Home Minister actually accusing Chief Ministers.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I'll come to you, sir. Within 10 seconds. I want to keep the ball rolling and bring in Tehseen Punawala in for just a moment.
I'll finish this. Let me address this. It's a very important point on Rohingyas.
I'll come to you, sir.
Please give me 10 seconds. I swear
I'll come to you.
Please.
Chief Ministers, opposition Chief Ministers are being accused, Tehseen Punawala, of vote bank politics. Neither Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal or Bengal Chief Minister spoke up against illegal Bangladeshi infiltrators or Rohingyas is the point that the BJP raises, but they're up in arms against Hindus seeking citizenship in India. This is blatant Muslim appeasement vote bank politics of the opposition, Tehseen Punawala, is the point BJP makes.
Thank you, Gaurav. And that itself shows how despicable that argument is and how terrible it is. Often the opposition is accused of not respecting the institutions of India. Often. By that same logic, will we now accuse the most honorable Home Minister of India of not respecting the border security force and saying the border security force is corrupt to allow people to come in? Are we now going to disrespect the Election Commission of India and the Election Commission of various states, saying that they are giving them election cards to vote? If they are getting election cards to vote, if they are being allowed into our borders, if they are looking for economic opportunities and getting citizenship and not religiously persecuted refugees, then what is the BSF doing? What is the Union Home Minister doing, to whom BSF reports? What is the Election Commission of India doing? And by the way, I challenged Aadhaar in Supreme Court. I won that case. The government is on affidavit saying Aadhaar is not proof of citizenship. So what is the Honorable Home Minister speaking? Now let me make a second very substantive point. The BJP spokesperson is right that India made an exception for Tamilians, for Uganda and for Nepalese. He's absolutely right. None of those exceptions were based on religion. None of it. They were religion neutral. Because the Home Minister is correct, India and the Union government has absolute constitutional powers to give citizenship. But constitutional powers cannot be ultra-wires of the basic structure of our constitution. That's the point. And Raghav, thank you for the suggestion you make. I'm going to hook you up in the night and I'm going to give you a call after my television debates. Thank you so much.
Okay, Shehzad Punawala wants to come in. Shehzad Punawala wants to come in. Go on, sir.
Yeah. First of all, now let me address 3 points very quickly, 10 seconds for each. First point, Tehseen Punawala, the situation in Sri Lanka did not demand a religious persecution-centric arrangement because the persecution was not religious. It was against Tamil, Hindus and Muslims. It was on a linguistic basis. So therefore, it was exclusionary as far as linguistic is concerned. Therefore, other language-speaking people did not have that have that intervention. It was only the Tamilians in Sri Lanka who had that intervention. So don't be clever by half. Second point, Tehseen Punawala says that the BSF and the Election Commission is being doubted by the Home Minister. No, these arguments were made, by the way, by Uddhav Sena and his late father Babasaheb Thackeray, who even said that these Bangladeshis are living in Mumbai during the Congress regime. Today you are allying with Uddhav Sena. And on the Rohingya point now, Gaurav, very important clarification. First of all, these people need to decide, because somebody, and I think it was Tehseen, but he might deny, Tehseen had once in another debate with me said that it's not just Rohingya Muslims, it's also Rohingya Hindus, which means he knows that the Rohingya discrimination is not religious, it's ethnic. Yeah. And by the way, these Rohingyas are going from Myanmar to Bangladesh. If it is a Muslim persecution issue, why isn't Bangladesh giving them harbor? Why is Bangladesh sending them to our place? Bangladesh तो मुस्लिम कंट्री है ना भाई, मुस्लिम तो 50 कंट्री है, रोहिंग्याओं को और कोई क्यों नहीं ले रहा भाई? मतलब क्या हमने ठेका ले रखा है? तो बांग्लादेश को मिला दो, पाकिस्तान को मिला दो। अगर मुसलमान वहां के सब लेने ही है हमको, तो भाई इन देशों को मिला भी दो और बना दो अखंड भारत। I am not saying this as official spokesperson. I am just giving a counter rhetoric for their rhetoric. So therefore, Rohingya issue, you first decide whether it's ethnic or religious, and tell me why they are coming from Myanmar to Bangladesh and from Bangladesh to India. Why isn't Bangladesh giving them?
Can I answer in one
Why
line?
isn't Bangladesh giving them nagrikta?
Okay, quickly on one line. I want to bring in Raghav Avasthi and Abbas quickly.
Quickly in one line.
Yes.
Just. Yeah, bring in Raghav, just 2 lines. The laws of karma struck. The person calling official unofficial to everybody had to admit he is not speaking officially. But more importantly, what the BJP spokesperson and your viewers will see is he is not answered.
You are unable to understand what I am saying. I am a responsible spokesperson. I am not a fly-by-night operator
Sir,
like you.
please don't interrupt me.
Okay. Okay, gentlemen.
I am not a fly-by-night operator.
Gentlemen,
I am
on the substantive issue, gentlemen,
gentlemen, geopolitics to consider.
Gentlemen, okay, Tehseen Poonawala, quickly finish your point, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. He can take those personal jibes below the belt. That's all right. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to make my points. The point is he hasn't answered the question, and because he can't answer the question, he's making these personal allegations. Why